everybody. What's going on? Just want to thank everyone here. I know normally I do the music thing, but look, on Monday Night Raw, we lost a brave soul, Carlito. This man took a spear unlike any other. I wish the picture would crop properly, but apparently didn't. But look, he told us through his Twitter that his funeral arrangements is this Friday. Us at Wrestle Take are going to do whatever we can to be a part of this, and maybe even broadcast it. I would like to try to interview Carlito in his casket if possible. But I just want to say, look, that was a hell of a spear. Okay. I had to start that off with that, man. That was so funny when I saw that. I just when wrestling could be, I know, oddball. We can, people get so sensitive and everything, but when you get a guy like Carlito who just brings some humor, thank you. I mean, when he put out there the funeral arrangements is going to be on Friday, I went, damn. You really taking us there. All right. Well, look, we're getting everyone in here. We hope you all enjoy. Put the comments in there. You know how we do it. Let me introduce y'all to Mr. Laddie Daddy himself, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Yes, LaDarius Brown. What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. Talk a little wrestling. And how are you?
Man, I'm doing okay. I mean, a lot of stuff happened. I know, in all serious, there was a podcaster that passed away, Dan Castle, I think it was. A lot of people knew of him through New York, and it really affected a lot of guys that knew him closely, like JD and um, Don Tony, and I know Solo. It happened like literally in maybe a couple of hours. I want to say maybe the first hour in, that's when they found out, and that's, you could tell in their podcast because everybody was shook about it. So, and then, man, nothing but one person that's close to us, Larry the Dixon Way, his father passed. So condolences to Larry and his family.
Sending love to him.
Yeah. And then Uncle Steve, he comes around here. He's one of the, man, he is the most loved, I have to say, Falcon content next to Big Low. But yes, Uncle Steve is right up there. He's so full of life, so sweet. And his mom passed away. So we just want to, here at Wrestle Take and Morning Madness Crew, we want to just say, look, our condolences. We hope y'all are having, in your time of need, just know that we're all here. Our prayers, support. Sometimes we can't just, words can't fix it, and everything, but just know that our minds and our hearts go out for y'all, and we're here if you ever need. So much love to those people. Felt like it would be smart to go ahead and start with that first. And then I want to talk about the people that were tortured on Sunday night. If you hadn't heard, this show AEW decided to do called Dynasty. It was a fraud because I believe there was more collision matches, maybe rampage matches, than there were actual pay-per-view. They got people to pay for this show. They didn't get to the main event till 11:55, maybe. The bell didn't ring until then, and only then to screw Strickland with the Young Bucks of all people. And all right, hold on, got to do this, because
oh no.
All right. LaDarius, my tribal chief, I have some unfortunate news. We didn't talk about this, but anyway, it comes to my attention that I owe CDouble a favor. Okay. Man, already? I told you to wait till later, not now.
Now, wait. Since now maybe the favor's not as bad.
Yeah,
So
I don't
Wisely,
know.
what's
That's
the? Well, no. I'll take it from here.
yeah.
Now, I just want to know what the favor is. If it's nothing bad, I'm not gonna get angry. I just want to know what the favor is.
Yeah. Me too, actually. R.I.P. Carlito Soul, Jey Uso, Gunther on Gunther cooked on Raw. Yes. Uh, Bailey and Lyra cooked. The New Day and the War Raiders was decent. I enjoyed it for what it was, American made, and was okay. Okay. We finally got John Brooks to say it was okay. He did not want to throw it out with the bathwater. So thank you, John. We appreciate you. And then it can wait. The AEW shows just caught me
Jesus.
off guard.
As long as the favor is not connected to an AEW thing, then
Yeah, thank
then
God. Yeah, I would never do that to anybody. No,
then
but
we'll
here's
see.
as people coming in, please, get ready and we'll talk about everything. But no, my thing is this: you do a show for over 5 hours, and I'm going to tell you, I don't know about you, but maybe 3 hours, 4 hours at most, I can handle watching a show. If it goes beyond that, I'm checking out, and it's hard. Or it's like if I'm with a group of people, the energy's good and everything, we could keep going. But man, when it's like a long show and you're just looking at each other going, how many more matches they got on this stupid thing?
Mhm.
And, but anyway, Swerve Strickland gets screwed over by the Bucks. Neo-Nazi, John Moxley uh, wins the match. And so with that being the last moment, then all of a sudden I look on Twitter and I see F Booker T. I'm going, why is that trending?
Yeah, I
And I
saw
see
that.
Swerve Strickland
Yeah.
talking about representation, talking about being real. And then he wants to say to Booker T, F. Here's my true take on this. Number one, I don't care because I wasn't watching the AEW show. But when you bring Booker into it, and I know we've talked about it, Booker, you had a chance to tell Booker face to face what you thought of him, and you didn't do it. Or I'm pretty confident you didn't tell Booker that in face to face. And then, so you have a problem with Booker, but I guess you're okay with John Moxley winning. And then let's talk. Look, representation. He wants to talk about that. I don't. It's like this. Some people don't want to talk, but here's what I'll say about it. Swerve, the only person that's benefited from being in AEW is you. Name me other black wrestlers that have main evented any of their shows in the pay-per-view category. He wants to go off about how WWE's dropped the ball, but I guess he doesn't see. Obviously, he doesn't see NXT. But let me give him a little hint. If you see the men's title match, that's the main part of it. Obafemi, Javon Evans, Trick Williams. They have something in common. I'll let you figure it out. All right. We got Jada Parker going to be in the same ring with Jordan Grace, Julia, and Stephanie Vacour. Ricky Starks is going to have a heckified match, either with Ethan Page, Wes Lee, God, not Eddie Thorpe, because I don't want to hear him talk again. Let's see. On NXT, I saw Ruka, Izzy, yeah. Oba and Trick and Javon was fun. It looks like we're about to get Jordan. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we are. That's what was announced officially. And then Swerve needs to worry about. Thank you. Yes. And that's basically my thought. It's like this. You want to champion who you are. I got no problem. You want to take Tony Khan's money? Got no problem. But you constantly bringing Booker's name involved. I love what Booker's response was, by the way, and I'll let LaDarius talk too because I want to hear him. But my thought was this: your last statement in front of an AEW crowd wasn't, I'm going to do whatever I can to win that AEW belt back. I'm going to make sure the Young Bucks pay. It was F Booker T, a.k.a. F WWE. And what was the thing that was trending most? Wasn't Dynasty. It was Booker T. I want you to think on that. Now, I want LaDarius. LaDarius, go ahead and tell me what you thought about this.
Oh, yeah, you were covering it great, so we can move on. No. Here's the thing, and it's gonna be some personal stuff, so I'll put that preface out there to the listening and or watching audience. Now, first and foremost, Swerve has to understand something, and I've said it on this show, and I'll say it again. Understand that I understand what you mean by representation, Swerve. It's representation. It matters. It matters not just in wrestling. It matters in entertainment. It matters in other sports. It matters in other fields because you want to see someone that looks like you to make you think I can do that. The way Swerve went after Booker T, and listen, Swerve is a hell of a talent. But the big problem is stuff like that. You got to keep Booker T's name out of your mouth. Because if Booker T pulls what Will Smith did to Chris Rock at the Oscars, ain't nobody going to feel sorry for you, Swerve. Because at some point, you have to understand. And here's the thing. And this is not the first time AEW has been caught up in a situation like this. Go back to that presser. I can't remember what pay-per-view when Bobby Lashley was asked a question about black champions. And I heard the question, and I'm like, first of all, I looked at the color of my skin. I said, wait a minute. Okay, let me listen to this. And then basically, you're going to ask the question, what does it feel like to be around companies with a black champion? And I'm like, and the look that Bobby Lashley could listen, as someone who, I've been told who reads with their face and people can figure out what I'm going to say with my face. I saw Lashley's face and I said, she's cooked. You forgot he worked at that company. What's it called? Hang on, folks. Give me a second. WWE.
That's the company.
Where he himself was a United States champion. He was a heavyweight champion. I believe, did he win? I believe he was an Intercontinental champion, maybe on his first run. I think maybe on his second run, but I know he won. So I know he's not a Grand Slam. I don't think he was ever a tag champion. But the point remains, he himself was a black champion. Swerve, you're a black champion. You were a black. When we have these discussions, Booker T is a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer. He's a 5-time World Heavyweight Champion. Multiple he's done everything in the wrestling business. He's one of the faces for a generation, and I'm assuming me and Swerve are maybe around the same age. Maybe he's a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger. I don't know. Off the top of my head. But Booker T is one of those guys that we saw when he was in WCW. And it's like, hey, that guy looks like us. And how successful he was. You don't talk about that, Swerve. I don't hear that. You don't talk about what Booker T did to get to the level that he was at. All you're focused on is the company and you make it personal. And the problem is you can make things personal, but it can backfire. Should WWE have pushed you? Sure. But I can make a case for 5 other wrestlers who can have an argument like you.
Mm-hmm.
Booker, like here's the thing. With the feud, and John mentioned the feud with Booker T and Stone Cold, I mentioned the feud with Booker T and Triple H. Now, if you want to highlight that, okay, Swerve. But no, you're talking in a totality situation. And I don't want to take up too much time, so I'll wrap up soon. But here's the thing.
Take your time. I want you to say whatever you got.
And the reality is, even when I grew up watching Attitude, and that pissed. Okay, Swerve is 34. Thank you, wise man. Thank you.
Cool.
So I'm 3 years older than Swerve. So we're in the same generation. So me and Swerve both saw the Attitude Era, and we know the feud between like John said, great feud between Booker T and Stone Cold. But the feud between Booker T and Triple H, did that piss me off? Yes, it did. Especially now that I'm older, and now I get to watch it back, because maybe at that time I was a high school, didn't understand it until I got older. But here's the thing. If it doesn't anger Booker T, then why the hell does it anger you? And this is the part where I don't understand. Swerve, representation. You're representing AEW. You are a black man. You are a black wrestler in AEW, and you're a champion. Why are you going out of your way to go after Booker T? I'll never understand. And then what was great at the NXT crowd, they chanted F Swerve, and you saw Booker with a little bit of a smile. Booker's been classy through all of this.
Yes.
And when you look at this, it's like Booker's like this. I hear you, but you're not worth the addressing. That's how you handle it. I don't know why Swerve takes time after a PLE, because guess what was trending? It wasn't AEW Dynasty. It was you. Booker T, listen, Booker T, when he's all about the business. Booker T would never do that. But you felt you had to go out of your way to call out Booker T and talk about F Booker T. You may never reach the level, pal, that Booker T has gotten. And I'm going to say this and wrap it up with this. You're not looking at the product, because it's not even the fact of the wrestlers that CDouble mentioned that are champions. It's simply like this. Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's to get more attention. But see, this is the problem with AEW. See, they did this. They try to do things to get attention and clickbait stuff. They did it with the whole Young Bucks and the whole CM Punk thing. And how well did that work out? It's like AEW is childish. They listen. At the end of the day, yeah, they do it all the time, which is true. But in this case, I feel my wise men always keep me up to date. But here's the thing. I'm gonna say it like this: with AEW, in this particular incident, in my opinion, Tony Khan should have just stopped. That should have never happened.
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough respect. You may not like WWE, but I'll be damned if you're gonna disrespect Booker T. Exactly. Like at some point, there's a line. There's a line. Swerve knows better. And listen, it's great. Hey, just because here's the thing. Are more people going to watch AEW? Probably not. Because here's the thing. You went after somebody who wasn't even going, you weren't even on their radar.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, Tony Khan, listen, I tell people this, but who signed off on it? I always say that? Yes, somebody signed off on it.
Yeah.
Tony Khan signed off on it. I was told he's the booker, he's the guy in charge. And he said that was okay. I'm not gonna go deeper because listen, Tony Khan, I'm gonna say your dad. Imagine if you had that conversation with your dad who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the NFL is over 70% black. Talk about represent what we can have that conversation, but we're not.
Yeah.
It's like do better, because you're not watching. Listen, I said I was gonna be done, but I'm really gonna be done with this. It's bad enough that Bobby Lashley, a guy who's in your company, didn't want to talk about it because he even thought it was nonsense to even bring up black champions. But yet, here's the thing, Swerve. You're not watching. Here's the thing. I'm not saying you sit down and watch WWE, but you're not paying attention because a lot of black superstars. It's the same thing that Triple H has to answer, and Triple H said it perfectly. It's not about race. It's about talent. And guess what he's shown you? Bianca Belair, longest reigning champ. What is he telling you?
Mm-hmm.
That listen, we have to talk about race because of the color. Yes. But Triple H addressed it simply like this. Look how he's booking Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair has been in WrestleMania basically since she's been in WWE. She's been in WrestleMania.
Yeah, she debuted at Mania when she came in during the pandemic one. That's when she first came out, and then she had her first,
and that's my point.
yeah,
It's like
her first match was against Sasha Banks, main
exactly
event, first ever woman.
Yeah, two black women.
Thank you.
Like for a company that you think is all this work, you're bitter because you weren't successful there. Get the hell over it.
Yeah.
Period. I'm done.
All right.
Just get the hell over it.
Look, I agree. And all right, so here's the thing am going to also go into. These fans. Now look, I will say this. The triple threat match was okay. And when I say okay, it's at the tail end. And I'm tired at that point. You're putting people to sleep. And in a Kenny Omega match, what's he known for? He goes long matches. Dear God help us when him and Okada meet. But anyway, first of all, you got to get that cardio back up because he was ready to pass out. But anyway, Will Ospreay. People want to talk about Kevin Knight. Oh, he's this, he's that. Look, I want to see this kid flourish. But you put him in matches where he lost. I hope you put some time into working and getting him over, and not just throwing him in matches thinking, "Oh, he'll get over." No, sometimes the creative has to come play a role in it. Okay, and Will Ospreay, I hate to tell people this, and I feel like I'm the only one that can say this objectively. He is not He's not even in my top 10. When you see one Will Ospreay match, you've seen them all. I'm sorry. Hate to pop the balloon. The only good Will Ospreay matches that I have seen featured a guy with 3 letters in his name. MJF. When they went to that 59-minute match, and then they did that match where he's like Captain America. He was great in that. And he made Will Ospreay wrestle a storyline driven match. Okay? Tony Storm, really good. Okay, I love Tony Storm. Problem. These tournaments, and my God, you screwed this tournament up so badly. Why couldn't you put Mercedes and Athena in different brackets? And a pay-per-view caliber match you could have had as your final. I could have been okay with that. But anyway, so we got that, and oh, really? If that's the case, that is freaking awesome. I did not know that. James Storm's niece is Tony is awesome. Man, that's cool, man, because I love James Storm. That was one of my favorite guys. The only thing good about AEW, yeah, Tony Storm is great. She's killing the promos. But my God, they had way too many matches, and it's almost like call times they just don't listen to, like you were saying. And then let's not even get into the wow. You're saying Lance Storm is related to Tony Storm. I need to see a family tree. I'm sorry. I need to know where the charisma went. So, all right. So let's see here. I want to make sure I'm back on, because I know we had a lot of comments flying in at that point. It's just Swerve AEW. It's going after them. What happens is that you feel like you have to come and say something. Problem is, what's the old saying that we've all heard? If your house ain't in order, keep your mouth shut. And when you have the group called the White Pool Combat Club, and neither of this is
I was gonna say, I was like, wait.
I had a feeling he was trying to.
I said the math doesn't math because I know, because her real last name is Robinson, so that's why I knew it wasn't.
I didn't know that.
Nice try, Devin. I mean, you did great work, Devin. You get the finger points now, boy.
Yeah. But yeah, and then the men's one, it's gonna be Osprey. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if John Moxley wins again because they are bent on this. I think the original story is gonna still be Darby Allin. And I don't know when they're going to be able to do it until he gets off that mountain. So, yeah, you definitely got me, Dev. So, I'll give you that. I ain't going to lie. I was just like going,
Yeah.
see,
When Devin
James
put it, I
Storm.
said, because
Yeah.
see, me knowing that I think Tony Storm's last name is Robinson, I said, the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing.
Yeah, and of course, James Storm, one of my favorite guys. So I'm going, if I had to squint my face a little bit, I could figure that out. I could probably come up with that. And then you said Lance Storm, and I'm going, oh, whoa. That was a charisma vacuum. Come on now. And then I think in the end, Jack Perry, which will be his. Oh God, please don't do that to us. All right, so let's see here. WrestleMania is coming up, and Gunther did an interview with Harry Olwani. I'll be listening to it. I'll send you the link, LaDarius, and we can discuss just like the highlights of it. I know this. I listened to that Bret Hart interview with Harry as they were talking about the match, and Bret, people were teeing off about the comment about the actors. He actually said WWE is also like that, or he led with that, and said that the only difference is that Roman and the guys do work hard to earn the respect of the legends, where in AEW it's mostly acting, and I'm going, man, that must be some bad acting then if that's the case. Darby Allin may not come back alive. He may come back. You know what? Look, he may not, but I can see it'd be like Weekends at Bernie's. Look, Kenny Omega and what was it? That other, oh God, I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Ibushi. They wrestled a sex doll. So, you could probably wrestle a human popsicle. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, John Moxley will jump on a bed of nails this time. Who knows? I mean, God forbid. So, look, in all I'm going to say is this. If you're an AEW fan, I hope, and listen to me clearly, I am not hating AEW. I hope it can make money so that wrestlers can make money. All right? But if you keep doing this, you ain't going to have much of a deal. Because people ain't watching anymore. And like LaDarius and everyone said, after that spot, your numbers have been going down. I don't care how many numbers Max makes up that you get. You ain't getting that many numbers. So we'll go from there. All right. Now, we know about on SmackDown, we had, what was it? CM Punk started, he's doing his little talk. He's all excited. Paul Heyman is like, comes in later and asks about the favor, but he wants to have the tribal chief there. So you already know this show's all about the favor. All right, we know what the favor is now. So, I was intrigued. I know you were. We'll talk more about it. But let me see here. We get the debut of Phoenix. And one is in Chicago. The fans knew Phoenix. So it wasn't like you were going somewhere that no one knew him. So that was great. The entrance was great. Nathan Frazier, I think, was a little tight. But I thought the match was altogether well. I thought the presentation was great. What did you think about Phoenix and Nathan Frazier?
Yeah, you could be nitpicky and say Nathan. I think it was an ideal opponent because we got to remember who Penta's first opponent was, and I believe that was Chad Gable. I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah. Not Texaco Americano, but
yeah.
Chad.
Wait, no, those are two different people. Two different people.
It is.
Two different people. They two different. I've never seen them in the same room, so I assume they're different people.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I got you.
So You know, we like to keep.
Or Chad Gable. He can't get a WrestleMania match, but Texas Americano can.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, you know, sometimes that's how the. Hey,
about the
no
cookie.
one said wrestling was easy. No, but
No.
I think the Phoenix versus Frazier. It was a great match, and listen, not surprising. Listen, that Chicago, like you said, that Chicago crowd knew. Like Frazier, I think there's a reason why he's still in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no disrespect, they're NXT tag team champions. You know, with Axiom, and I think they'll be down there a little bit while. But it was great to see, like, get the call up, and for a night, and just see, just having to face Phoenix, and it was a good match. Like, not like I say, not surprising whatsoever, given what we know about Phoenix and seeing him. It's just, once again, I'll say the same thing I said when Penta debuted. Just curious to see where they go, because at some point we'll get Penta and Phoenix, but that might be a while, because Penta's little singles run is doing pretty good, pretty good. So like I said, great match. We'll just kind of see where he goes from there.
They already put out in mass for Phoenix.
I mean, they did it for Penta too. So
I mean, just like they did Penta. That was beautiful. It's like, for AEW to only have a hologram mask when you had these guys, shameful. That's I gotta say it, shameful. I mean, but LA Knight versus Tama Tonga, LA Knight was gonna win. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to just see anything major happening in it. What did you think about Tama and LA Knight together?
Look, listen, it happened. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
That was funny. I love how you said that. It happened.
It happened. It happened, in our timeline, and yeah.
Oh, that'll be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually try not to get them intermingling just right
like
away.
maybe because that's in what, July?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
So May, June, July. So we're a couple of months away, about 3 months away. So, but like, look, it's a match. It was it happened. I'm not trying to. I like LA Knight, Tama Tonga. Okay.
Tama needs to be in a tag team. I think.
Yeah, because like you could tell, and no disrespect, that like, he needs Tongaloa. He needs somebody. And let's see, Craig said it progressed the alleged storyline. Yeah, the alleged story. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah.
Get the rabbit ears.
Yeah. Storyline, alleged, juxtapose either words. It's fine. But yeah, it's a match. It happened, and like I said, you got to have him something to do. So okay, those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
Because my guy, listen, Jacob Fatu, listen, I'll always and forever be my guy.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh yeah.
I've worn the shirt on this show, and I will wear it again post WrestleMania when he wins a certain championship. So
all right. I guess we're teasing a prediction here. Not a prediction, maybe a spoiler.
Yeah.
So
listen, I'm not. Yep. No comment. No comment.
No comment. I want to see Jacob get a run with the United States title. The dude is. Yep. I will give you my thoughts. What happened. That will be later on. Never believe anything. This is just a KO like this. I don't think so. He had this injury before the ladder match against Cody. Wrestled with it and wrestled that crazy match with Sammy. And that's when, they found out he did an MRI before all this. Nothing showed up. And then, and he said it was actually a match with, if I'm not mistaken, Rey Mysterio.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what he said in the podcast he was on. And look, if you look, I'm not going to say I know Kevin Owens, but I'm going to be very honest here. If he's going to play a ploy, you don't play a ploy with WrestleMania. You don't. And like I said, if it happens that way, I wouldn't be happy about it, but I would be like, okay, at least we're getting the match still. But I just want to make sure. My thing is this: if you're going out and needing neck surgery, get that taken care of, please. I'd rather have KO and healthy versus not being healthy. I have a question: why is Roxanne still in NXT? Why was she on NXT last night? All right, John. Let us finish SmackDown. But I'll give you my brief answer right now. I don't know. Darius, do you know?
I have an idea, but I'll save it.
Okay, yeah, because we haven't talked about it yet, and I think they want to do something with Roxanne, but they want to wait. So I we'll see. Oh God. Okay. I need to take a breather because I want to talk about the tag team match where we got the Motor City Machine Guns defeating DIY. But before that, what the hell did I had to endure? Poor Wade Barrett, by the way. This man did not need to be the innocent bystander. They could have grabbed Byron Saxon for this. Charlotte Flair, the Charbot, the android, and Tiffy Time, who we all know and adore, is Tiffany Stratton, and we all love Tiffany Stratton. We want her to, she's been doing her thing. Did you watch any of this?
Yes, I did. Oh my God. Yes, I did.
This was a train wreck beyond.
Oh my God. Oh, so many thoughts.
So many thoughts. If you really want to piss Charlotte off, well, one, the fans do it easily because they could get in that woman's head. But when I first heard about the divorce stuff and how her comment was, it made her upset because it was going to affect her return, not what it affects me and Andrade, what we're going through, our personal life. No, it affects my return. And then she comes on stage, and then she calls herself Queen Nepo. And I'm going, oh, hell. You know that's not good. LaDarius, I'm going to throw it to you, and I'll give you my thoughts too, but go ahead. I got it. The Charbot.
Listen, folks.
Thank you, John.
Jesus, John. Why would you post that? Now I got to follow that. Fantastic.
I'm sorry.
Fantastic. Thanks, John. Thanks.
Love you, John.
I don't know how to follow that.
You could do it.
But I guess I'll follow it with this. See, when I talk about the Four Horsemen, and I get a lot of flack for saying I think I rank Charlotte fourth. People are like, oh no, Charlotte's great. Listen, what we saw on Friday, I felt vindication because I'm like, I keep trying to tell you people, I keep trying to tell you guys, Charlotte, this whole thing is always Charlotte from the very beginning. They shouldn't have tried to push her as a face.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they messed up.
Oh yeah.
Secondly, what we saw in the ring and the crowd was just, here's the thing. Charlotte Flair is not a rookie. Okay. People say, oh, well, she was rattled. Like, listen, Tom Brady never, when Tom Brady, peak Tom Brady, He's played in. Listen, he's had to play in some stadiums with raucous crowds. Patrick Mahomes, all the greats, no matter what the sport, has had to deal with crowd noise. And let's see, Charlotte has something else going on. Some of her lineage and experience not being able to handle. Yeah, see, and that's exactly my point. You're telling all the greats handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And for her, and people saying, "Oh, what's the crowd?" She's Charlotte Flair. And then listen, we know who her dad is, but take that out of the equation. She's been in this business how long? And the crowd got to her so bad. And people are sitting there, no, folks, when I listen, Charlotte Flair is a WWE Hall of Famer. I'm going to preface it with that. She's a Hall of Famer. Okay? Yeah, but listen, even Hall of Famers have off nights. And for Charlotte Flair, that was an off night. Because where it went off the rail, it went off the rails with the booing, but the back end, and like you say, poor Wade Barrett, like you could look over there and he had a couple of looks on his face. But listen, when Tiffany Stratton came after Charlotte Flair and said, you're 0-3, I'm like, and I automatically knew it was about the divorce. I automatically knew, and I'm like, and then I'm like, no.
That face.
And then she rolled out of the ring, and I read somewhere that was because you're ending the segment and no more heat. And then Charlotte has now listen.
Charlotte said she was going to let Tiffany have the last.
And like, oh, why is Lubick in my DM? And I'm sitting there going, like here. And then the funny, with Kaiser on Twitter, he posted a video with Shawn Michaels, and I think it was with Owen Hart and his wife. Was it Mark or something?
Davey Boy Smith and his
Davey Boy Smith, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like basically don't flatter yourself. And I'm like, and I remembered what Shawn said, and then the further clip gone, I said, oh no. I said, how perfect is it? Because I forgot what he had said. And I said, you know what? And listen, and to me, what this match has, and I'm sorry for taking up a lot of time here, but the thing is this match has legitimate heat. Ain't none of that kayfabe stuff. These two legit don't like each other. Because when you start bringing in personal stuff, like 0-3, like it's like I would. Here's the thing, I would never. And listen, and I'm telling you, like I'm not anti Charlotte Flair, but I would never cross the line. Whatever Tiffany Stratton said. And Devin says Charlotte Flair just got a joy and make a Horsewoman Nepo stable.
Oh God.
Oh man. Oh, God. I got some thoughts on.
Oh, I do too. That would be that would be bad.
Because I'll be quick. I'll segue to this and go back to finish my Charlotte Flair point. With Tessa Blanchard, it was I watched TNA, and and she came in and helped. And then JC Jane was there, and they showed JC Jane looking at Tessa Blanchard, and I'm like, listen, ain't enough money in the world to work to Tessa. And that's the look JC Jane. Listen, people know I'm a JC Jane guy. I'm not saying I have inside information. I'm just telling you what I think and maybe what I know. But it's none of your business what you're going to figure out. Mind your business. I'm going to finish this point. Now, the point is, to put a button on this short, listen, there's legitimate heat. And this and what I said and what we talked about on here is like, man, this feud needs a little fire. Listen. I hope y'all watch this show. If they watch the show and said, oh, say less, and that's what we got. Listen, we got on a personal level. Like, we're sitting here thinking, like, what we saw these last couple of things, and we'll talk about Gunther and Us. Listen, we talked about those two things being championship matches. Like, oh, how are we gonna get this exciting? They went personal, and that's sometimes you got to do. But listen, what Tiffany Stratton did, it was mad, man. And it was not in the playbook, and you could tell it wasn't in the playbook.
Oh no!
And that's what made it even more hilarious. Like for Charlotte, you could see the look on Charlotte's face. She had like a defeated look, and then when Tiffany brought the ring, said, "Oh, that's why Luke," and I'm like, man, is this how the Titanic went down? Like, it's like, well, you think about it. Like, you knew the iceberg was gonna come, and you're like, so I'm not saying you kind of prepare like you're gonna get the iceberg, but like Wade Barrett didn't expect that, and you could tell he didn't expect that.
Oh no,
And I looked at his face, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to my desk. We're not gonna talk about it. It didn't exist. And all I gotta say is I'm even more excited because this is personal. And I read, listen, credible sources. And listen, I didn't need to, I read it. I'm like, I kind of sensed it. Listen, oh, they went off script. Oh, really? Oh, really? Like, you know what they did? They did something that Saturday Night Live is one of my all-time favorite. They did something Saturday Night Live rarely does, which was go off script. Okay, you stay on the script. People work hard to prepare segments and prepare skits, and then you just decide to freeball it. And it's like you throw caution and careers in the wind, and you get that. Like, is that the worst women's segment I've ever seen? No, I can think of two at the top of my head, and one of them also involves Charlotte Flair. But the whole title exchange thing between her and Becky Lynch, that was awful.
Oh, God. Okay, you took that one away from me.
and listen, the Alexa Bliss, like, This Is Your Life segment when she did it to Bayley on Raw, like, those are the two women's segments. Like, now I got to put this segment in this conversation. It was just bad. And Craig says, we need to test the Charlotte tag team, take over the. Listen, you want no? Listen, Craig, that's go home heat. That's get out of this planet heat. Like, nope, that's nuclear. It's nuclear heat. And listen, Jesus, listen, I'm gonna just say it like this. I was already excited to watch Charlotte and Tiffany, and look, we got to be sure that match stays on script too.
I don't know.
In terms of, like, they might really beat the hell out of each other because when Timmy Stratton said it, I'm like, oh my God, that was basically I used the example. That was when Eve Torres get that low blow to Zack Ryder. Like, that was the low blow. Like, we know Charlotte's listen. Everyone's not a winner. Like, even as much as I don't like Charlotte, I'm not a Charlotte fan, even I wouldn't have went that route. So that's telling you something. Like, I'm like, there's certain stuff you leave off the books. Jesus. Well, Jesus. Like,
all right, can I add? I gotta add some things, okay? Because you brought up the title exchange, okay, and you also talked about the, of course, the This Is Your Life with Bayley. So now let me bring up some that I remember that are sore subjects of the Charlotte variety. Anyone remember Charlotte and Nia?
oh, don't say Nia, because John's gonna say something.
Afraid of is gonna happen at WrestleMania. That Charlotte will get rattled, and we're gonna get Charlotte off key. Oh my God! Look, first of all, and let's not forget Charlotte at WrestleMania against Ronda and Becky. The build and the match, but also let's not forget the only good thing of that whole thing was her getting cuffed, and they did the meme video where she's kicking Ronda in the head. I enjoyed that. That was hilarious. And she just, that was funny. But that's the only thing I can ever say was funny with Charlotte. When she tried to do the voice of Tiffany, I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
I'm like, what is this? Is this?
I was laughing the whole time. I'm like, this is.
I felt so bad because I'm going, Wade Barrett has to be there and be serious. And in the back of his head, he's going, the fuck am I doing here? Joe, you want to take over?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet he was ready to hot tag that one out. Because
oh my! And Devin brings up a good point. Charlotte and Nia, Charlotte and Becky, Charlotte and Ronda, Charlotte and Tony Storm. Like the Charlotte and Tony Storm one, that was bad on a whole different level. Like imagine, like I tell people, go you can watch it. Like I believe Peacock. I don't know. They just you can just find it on. It's somewhere. The whole pie segment. Who was involved in that? Charlotte.
yeah,
Like, there's a common theme. And then for John, Jesus, John. Every time I see that comment, it makes me laugh. Put that down.
Out there. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to find the one.
It was funny.
Where I last left off. We all know it's true to say that. Hold on, that's what I was looking for. So Craig said something going on with someone of her lineage experience. Not
right. You can't.
Hold on. Her dad, Ric Flair.
But here's the thing. CDouble. Even if you take that out of the equation, she's been in this business how long?
Okay, hold on.
Imagine Tom Brady getting rattled in the fourth quarter with less than 2 minutes in the game.
Oh yeah,
never.
Hold on, let's throw this out there because people don't like this guy. I'm not a big fan of him, but I do respect what he does in the ring. Logan Paul get out of here, Heat.
Yeah,
and he handles it.
Yeah, he does.
Dominic Mysterio.
And see, and that's the point. If you take away who his daddy is, like he, it's like like I said, Ray's never gotten heat like. But to me, it's circled to this. If you've been doing this a while, you should know if you're the Brady and didn't get you know what, Devin? You see, you know what, Devin? We're going to talk about that Super Bowl, Devin. But Jesus. Yeah, can we check Devin? Can we cut his mic? No, but
Devin might be getting cut here. Hold on. So we got the whole Nepo team. Okay, I got that now. Okay. And then look, you got to think. You wouldn't have to work a horse logo. Just put Tessa's head. You got the perfect horse.
Oh no, you mean the chin?
Yeah. Anyway,
no, it's like the chin. They're like, oh my! If you ever seen the show, never mind. It's like that chin just stands out.
Oh God, the chin, yeah. And then when she did that look, so yeah.
Like, I had the JC Jane look on my face, like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Devin? Yeah, skip. Yeah, Devin, how dare you?
Not going there. That hurts. If this is Charlotte is currently
no. See, the thing is, no. See, here's the thing.
I don't see how
you're not. Listen, my whole thing is this. I trust Charlotte to do the right thing. Not like Spike Lee movie, do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Let Tiffany retain. Because after that, if there was a modicum of a chance that Charlotte Flair becomes champion, it went out the window Friday night. It went out the window because how do you get shaped? Yes, we can factor in Ric Flair, as her dad, but she's been doing this a while.
She's cashed it when she did people talk about the TV spot, the split screen TV.
Yeah.
Where she basically took all the answers and was messing with Tiffany's head. I get that. All right. That's prime Charlotte.
Yeah.
What happened? It was the weeks before when the fans booed her when she's talking about how emotional she was trying to come back.
Well, yeah. But here's the thing. That's just because listen, that Cleveland crowd, my God.
Oh God, nothing good should happen to Cleveland.
And that's when Myles Garrett said he wanted to be traded, and it was a rough night for Cleveland. But not justifying the booing. But here's the thing. When fans are ingrained that Charlotte is a heel. Now, am I justifying, them booing for her comeback story? No. But at some point, if just here's the thing. Just let them be who they are. Mm-hmm. Authenticity matters. And listen, like Craig says, she's been doing it 15 years.
Yeah.
It's not like you've been dealing with worse crowds. Like you've been infused where you were the penultimate heel.
Yeah.
And you were able to deal with the crowds. And we get that. I'm not going to sit here and bash because listen, some of the dudes the Uso and Gunther stuff, it wasn't great early on either. But and the thing is, but going back to this, I understand, and I think Charlotte's going to still put on a great match because if we get Charlotte versus Nia, any remnants of that match at WrestleMania next week, listen. To me, I always thought Tiffany was going to retain, and my mind's probably not going to change between now and next week.
Yeah.
But how great of a match can you put on? Because I don't. This was just bad all the way around.
They don't need to
and like with the crowd, like look, like you said, Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio, they embraced the nuclear heat. Charlotte Flair should have took it like in stride, and I think that's the part that made me go, oh no. It reminded me of like when John Cena and Reigns were in the ring, and Cena had to explain how to cut a promo. That's the vibes I got. Like, oh no, I think Roman really doesn't know what to do here. That was Charlotte because because that one line, and then when Tiffany cooked her with the 0-3, I'm like, that's basically that was a Mike Tyson. That was a wrap. Like, how do you come back from that? Oh, why is it that Kaiser is in my deal? I'm like, whoa, we don't all know that. Whoa.
Hold on. She tried to get the last word, and it's fans booed, but you heard some laughing at her. It's like, you really messed up now.
Oh, it's like, why is Kaiser in my DMs? And imagine Kaiser, like what? Kaiser is that 50 Cent meme, like, what did I do? Like, he had to say, like, what did I do? He's like, he was minding his own business. He was watching his girlfriend before, and he's got to go on. Like,
Kaiser's like going, no, I haven't seen SmackDown, but why is my name trending?
Yeah, right. Oh,
hell no!
He had to sit through like the last 30 seconds to find out why he was trending. That's not good. That's not good.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we got the Machine Guns beat DIY. I mean, look, I like DIY. I want them to succeed. I don't know what the tag team division is doing right now because everybody's almost getting a shot right away. So I don't know. We're going to see it next week, what happens. But what was your thoughts on the tag match? Oh, Lord.
First of all, how do you follow that?
Yeah.
Now,
poor guys.
hey.
John.
Hey.
Samasa.
Sabin. Shelly. Ciampa. You guys are ready?
Our match right now. Wait, what?
Can we postpone it to like next week? I mean, we'll fight on main event. We don't need that.
You know what? Can we just wrestle on speed?
Right. I swear, we'll be 3 minutes. In fact, we'll do 2 minutes. Like we'll have.
Charbon did. She stood there smiling like, why are you smiling?
Like, it's to me, it's like this. To use a baseball term. It's like an off-speed pitch. You're just all you can do is look at it because you can't. The bat's not off your shoulder. That's how Charlotte Flair looked. It's like an off-speed pitch. It broke a little, but it was still good enough to come back. It hit. He had nothing. The bat didn't even leave the shoulder. Like, that's how I'm like. It was basically back in like a Greg Maddox off-speed. Like, you didn't know what to do. Like, that's what that like bats on the shoulder. That's what happened. But listen, the tag team match was great, and like you, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. And a part of me senses that we might get a triple threat tag team, maybe potentially, listen, I think it's gonna, with all that been involved, like DIY, Motor Machine, Street Profits. We'll see if Pretty Deadly still involved. I don't know. But I feel like at least we may be in store for potentially a triple threat tag team match. Potentially.
I can go with that. Look. I mean, if you just did the 2 tag teams, I could go.
Yeah, because either way, like, you really can't go wrong. Mm-hmm. But I think that's where they're going, because the only matches we know is Gunther and Jay. We know the triple threat between Seth, Punk, and Roman. And that's Jesus Christ.
Well, let's talk about BFAB versus Naomi with aside of Jade Cargill, because she kept coming in and out this one, she, poor she that
Yeah.
shot she took to Naomi, and you know what? Gotta love Naomi. She's like doing the dance and getting the people, or not the dance, but she's about. I don't know what she was about to do. I was very intrigued because I was like, is she really going to try to dance and like get people pumped about this? Because she's now a heel. But no, I mean, attacked, and then she still beat BFAB. That's not really good, BFAB, but anyway. Uh, yeah, what did you think about the match?
Well, look, first of all, I'm glad they're pushing BFAB because I'm glad, simply because we haven't seen her much in ring up until now, getting the push. But listen, Naomi, Naomi as a heel, and we talked about it on the show. I talked about it on my show. Like she had to be a heel, and she's pulling it off great. And what makes it great is that now I think little by little, I think people listen, Naomi versus Jade at WrestleMania. It makes you like, it's like, okay, if you weren't sold on it, you're absolutely sold. And like I think you said on last week's show, we talked about like how Charlotte, excuse me, Jesus, she's not in my DMs. Ignore that.
Wouldn't want to put
or I should have said no comment. But anyway, stay out of my DMs, folks. So I'm not answering your question. But what you talked about with Jade and how to be the face. And I think you're starting to see like, okay, that's how you do it. Attack the heel, get after the, do fascist, attack the heel. And like I said, she's gonna get it around and figure it out. And I think she's closer to where we think she's on. But the match itself, it was a good match. And you know what, we're gonna see a lot more like BFAB. We're seeing like have we seen of Michin. This women's mid card is pretty good, and I think they're trying to kind of get that built because the top is pretty good. Like turns on no. Oh, Craig says I heard Kaiser is in the you know what, Craig? Listen, my wise man's always, we have these meetings, and listen, the wise man's right. Listen, Kaiser's been in my DMs. We talked about other things too. I promise we wouldn't talk about. Yep. It's like, listen, he asked me about Nia. I said, I can't comment on him. And then he knew he couldn't comment on Charlotte. And we laughed. And then you're like, for a heel, you're a pretty good guy. And then so.
And then he did the yeet.
Yeah. And you listen, you did what you did. I support it. But so all in all, so like I said, I just think this is building up Jade to be more of a face. Yeah. That's the takeaway. And it just gets you more excited for what we're going to see.
Let's not miss this. The announcement was made. We got Naomi versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. Yeah. And that's huge for them. I mean, two women, two black women that are going to have a singles match at WrestleMania, no title involved. That's huge. That's first time. And they deserve it. I think Naomi's going to give, or it's going to, her and Jay are going to have a good match. I think they're going to surprise some people. Yeah. And I'm hoping, hey, if it's me, I'd actually make that match, what was it? I'd do that match, and I'm thinking best thing to go with is I'd let Naomi win. And then you could carry it on. So that's just my opinion. I mean, Transformers. Oh, sorry. My son my son sent me pictures of Transformers over at his job. That he opened the box. Anyway, back on serious matters. Don't tell Swerve about a match between Jade and Naomi.
Oh no. I'll tell him. Hey, Swerve. Hey, why don't you tune in next week? You're gonna see two black women in it. Like, no, it's like like, what's worse, listen, don't tell Tessa Blanchard either. So
yeah, you don't want to do that.
I wouldn't
Kevin
be at WrestleMania. Yeah, if WrestleMania was on the moon, you have a shot. But even then,
Kevin Owens came to the ring. He made the announcement about the neck surgery, and then Nick Aldis told Randy that means the match is off, or he has no match at WrestleMania. Randy decided to RKO him. I mean, to be fair, Randy did pay $50 extra $1,000 on that fine, so he said it was for the next one. So I think, to be fair, Randy had that coming. He deserved Nick Aldis. You should have remembered that, but that's on you, pal, not me. But no. What do we do? Do you think it's gonna be Aldis? I mean, or do we try to just maybe? I would hate to put someone to debut against Randy Orton. I'd rather do maybe Kaiser or maybe Killer Cross to wrestle Randy. What do you think?
you know, you know, I can, you know what, I can rock with Kaiser. I can, but even more so, if you have nothing for Karrion Cross, I wouldn't mind that either.
Mm-hmm.
Because the team will, maybe be Aldis, and I'm like, I don't know. If it's not Aldis, Karrion Cross is pretty good. And like people say, oh, but he's on. Like, stop it.
It'd be
If we
funny.
see,
Hold on. It'd be funny.
like, it's Karrion Cross. Like,
if Karrion Cross wears a bald cap to talk to Randy.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. You love to see it.
Look, the man does a lot of different haircuts. I mean,
I'm telling you. And remember, because I noticed it, I'm like,
yeah,
like his hair is up when he's talking to and then he has the straight hair. He's talking to the agent, and I'm like, it's. Listen, Karrion Cross is playing chess, and all of us are just playing checkers. Okay, like it's a cerebral thing, and it just works.
It does.
And John mentioned Aleister Black. I don't know.
I just don't. My thing is, I don't want to have Aleister Black come back and he loses his first match.
But I guess I'll ask you the question: could you see a chance that Black, would you? How can I phrase it? That Black could just beat Orton? Could that be a possibility? I mean, like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
here's the only reason I would say no, because here's why. We got Backlash in St. Louis. And I think you kind of want to make Randy strong. More, I honestly think this would be the best. And people go, well, he's in Raw. I don't care. Kaiser said he's going to find a way at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Have him come out there. He'll challenge anybody. He don't care who it is. And that's when you hear the, it could be, it could be Randy Orton's music, or, Nick could say, I talked to Adam Pearson, and I got a special person to come face you at WrestleMania. And you bring in Cross. I think Cross would be perfect. Cross, I would do Cross, or I would have Kaiser. I'm surprised Kaiser's not even involved in a lot of this stuff. When you looked at the work that he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I like I said, I just don't want to put Aleister like that against Randy. I mean, it's not a. I think it'll be a good match. Rusev, CDouble, Aleister Black shows up, hits the black mask like he did against. I wouldn't mind it, guys. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I would like it that. For me, I wish that it's like this. I wish Backlash wasn't in St. Louis.
Yeah. But I see Rusev, and to have Rusev fight Randy Orton on Rusev Day, I mean, that's top tier stuff.
I can do that. I can work with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I like Rusev, but look, I like all these guys. I don't want to see, but it's how it goes. But yeah, I think Randy Orton will have a match. I know a lot of people were worried. What did you think about the Last Man Standing? Your boy Fatu showed out. And Braun Strowman's been undefeated in these matches. But what did you think about the Last Man Standing match? And I got to go here. My only pet peeve about those, every time you got to when it's after any move, you count. And they all wait till 9. I'm going, you could get up sooner, right?
I mean, 7. Huzzah! No, wait. Okay.
That would
8.
be
No.
hilarious.
Ah, ah,
Ah!
look, listen. I just Jacob Fatu in my eyes, and maybe I'm wearing rose-colored glasses. Maybe these glasses are rose-colored here. I just think the man can do absolutely no wrong. And listen, we all like LA Knight. Good dude, like a couple of Slim Jims. Okay, good dude. But Fatu as U.S. champion just makes a whole lot of sense. And you know, and the thing with Braun, they paired. The thing is, I like the little thing going between Braun and Fatu because it's not even about a size issue. It's about just two aggressive dudes beating the bejesus out of each other. It's reminiscent of when Braun was going at it with Bronson Reed. It gave me those vibes where, like, you don't need two tall people the same size to have the chemistry. You just need two dudes who have the same level of aggressiveness, and Fatu's aggressiveness makes him a little bit taller, close enough. And listen, the whole 9 count thing. Yeah,
it's just the match. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a fan of it. Like, I'm not like old man screaming at the clouds, angry about it. But it's cliche, Get up at 5. Like,
well, like not all the time. It's like some of these guys. It's like when they do these last man standing matches, you're going, okay, come on, get up, because it's like I just shoulder bumped you. You don't need to sell it that hard, Now put you through a couple of tables. Okay, now I see you struggling. Okay, but you get up at 8 or 7. I'm not trying to be unreasonable, but I'm just saying, make it feel like the moment is working.
Sound a little unreasonable to me. No,
I know. I'm a little crazy. I tried to tell a story, for God's sakes.
Sound a little unreasonable.
Look. The right person won this match, in my opinion. This was about Fatu. I mean, am I wrong in saying that?
No. Listen, I'm not having. Listen, we don't do biases here. Listen, I like Braun, but
Fatu. Hold on. You want Braun versus LA Knight at Mania, or Fatu and LA Knight at Mania? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I think this match is going to be fun. And like I said, if all these guys go to SmackDown, if we get a Miro and or Rusev versus Fatu, oh, take my money. That's all I got to say. Take my money. Uh-oh, we got a new person. This is Miss Tiffany. Thank you. And yes, Jacob Fatu is the better
definitely
choice.
the better choice.
Right. That's
welcome
right.
into the show, Tiffany. Thank you.
Know what I mean? Yeah, she gets it. She watches wrestling. She's a big wrestling fan, so I appreciate you joining the chat and join the Wrestle Zone or Wrestle Talk or Wrestle Talk. I can't remember my name.
What's the name of the show again? Jeez.
You know what? Look, I had all that CTE from back in the day. All right. So let's talk about it. The favor. I like, someone says, or is put down, the favor. So we get Roman, and Roman is doing his thing. All right. He's cheesy. He's enjoying life. He does that fake laugh. It's just so obnoxiously funny. Then you get Seth. And then, will Rusev wear pajamas like he did on? No, we're not doing that to Rusev. Come on now. You can't do that to Rusev. Puts with the YSX. Yeah. I agree. I wouldn't be mad about that. And then let's see what Tiffany's saying. This comes from somebody who hides behind the scenes at the show. Yes, yep, I know. And let's see. But yeah, we're talking CM Punk. Oh, first of all, it's in Chicago. And, CM Punk, said he wanted Paul. And earlier in the show, Paul goes, Whatever it is, the answer is yes. The answer is yes, okay? Could you just put me out of my misery? I love that. And then it was Seth Rollins showing up in that car. That was also the quickest Roman Reigns entrance to the stage, by the way, in history. Everybody owes everyone a favor. You owe me a favor. I owe you a favor. Favors like Oprah Winfrey. Take you a car, get you a car. Wait a minute, she gave Roy cars. I need to get me one. So, but I just got to say, I thought it was great, Seth. I really enjoyed him being there. And some people are like, well, he shouldn't have been there. I think he should have. But what do you think, man? About the whole favor and Seth and Punk and everybody.
You know, to me, Seth Rollins, and I'm not saying this because, you know, like I say, I was accused of being a CM Punk mark of all things. But listen, Seth Rollins has always been the wild card in all of this to me. Seth Rollins, if you go, like, he ties everything together between Punk and Roman. Because to me, this is really has been more of a focal point about CM Punk and Roman, if we really think about it. Like, we know Rollins has beef with CM Punk. We know the history he has with Roman. But I feel the way they've done this, they've involved Punk, Reigns, and then Paul Heyman. And that to me is always interesting. And if you think about how Roman Reigns at last year's WrestleMania and how he was used there, he was there to tell a story. Like his in-ring stuff. Listen, top notch. I'm not even going to debate that with people, like, top notch. But he was used as a storyline because they know he can get it done in the ring and he knows he can tie a great story together, and that's what's happening here. And it's just so funny. So when I saw it when CM Punk told Roman what the favor was, that he wanted his wise man, his best friend, Paul Heyman in his corner at WrestleMania. And right, and that's that. It all makes sense why I said that'd be yeah, exactly, because he just kind of ties things. Yeah, at the time we couldn't figure, but like I said, Seth has done this like the last two now for a second WrestleMania. He just tied things together in certain situations, and he does an absolute masterclass job of that. Yeah. And then, like I said, when he found, when CM Punk told the favor to Roman, and then we saw with Roman, please let this man down easy, and I'm like, see, this I think this is the equivalent of what Craig was trying to tell me earlier. Yeah. Where I tried to tell Craig, hey, you need to let CDouble down easy. And you couldn't. And, I'm not saying me and CDouble are going to feud at WrestleMania. I don't know. Man, we'll see. I mean, I can buy a singlet. Don't worry about it. Come out in my trunks. Don't want to scare the people away. Like, it's in your face.
You got to be dressed up. You got to have your Roman Reigns look. You got to have,
Yep. Roman did wear shorts for an early time. He did, and I'm breaking it back. But isn't Roman the same height? Like, listen, shut up. I'm wearing the shorts. It's a business and personal decision. But the reaction that Seth had when the favor was announced, and you could hear Seth Rollins' mouth, I told you so. Mm-hmm. He tried to tell Roman that about, of all people to listen to, Seth would be the one guy, given the history of the, all that jazz. To me, Seth Rollins has always played an integral part in any storyline he's been in. Yeah. And in this one, he may feel secondary, which in this one, if you can make that case, he was secondary in the feud that was last year between Roman and The Rock and all. You can make that case.
I agree with. Yeah, that I can. This one, man.
It's like, but with this one, he's secondary, but yet he's very integral because he connects everyone. And that's
he has the personal conflict. He has that personal hate for. He has the personal hate for CM Punk. Let's not get that twisted. And he kind of has that same with Roman. So it's
Yeah.
like he has it both ways. So I don't think of him as a secondary player in this. I actually
Yeah.
think of him as the lead.
Exactly.
And
yeah,
it was actually, for me, it was actually Roman and Punk that had to get some kind of true animosity thing going.
right. And
Go ahead.
that's where the Paul Heyman thing got thrown in to create that animosity. But with Seth, like I said, the reason why I said you can make a case for Seth being either secondary or the main is simply because of the whole Paul Heyman concept and storyline. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, folks. I'm just getting some jelly beans. I'm still listening and talking at the same time.
Some jelly beans.
You can't see it on camera, but when it's in the contract, I have to have food off camera.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because for legal reasons, of course. And Craig put it perfectly. He's the glue, the chaotic glue.
Yeah,
that's where Seth Rollins.
He's the glitter glue.
Listen, does he dress different? Yeah. Listen, I think even Becky Lynch, she hadn't seen half the clothes this man. I bet you at their house, his closet is twice as big as hers.
I bet you she looks and just goes, I dare you. Go ahead. Wear that.
Yeah.
And she goes, just joking.
And then, and the thing, you know what, Tiffany? Yeah. Becky needs, someone needs to step in here and tell this man.
I agree, Tiff.
Glitter.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, that was the favorite. Oh, I get it, wise man. You have to laugh at his jokes. I get it.
Sorry, that was.
I get it. I mean, wise man. We'll talk at another meeting. But
that was a curveball that was hanging, and I finally just got a hold of one.
but to defend, just listen. Does he dress fancy? Sure. Like, is it becoming a fiscal problem? I think it is. I think.
Parent-teacher conference is hilarious with him.
Right. You see Becky like, oh, he's a little late, dude. Oh, like over the intercom. Whoa.
The daughter has to.
Yeah.
Dad, I told you no one's gonna sing your song, and the kids.
He pays like a kid to play the music.
Yeah.
He's like he has his own room house. You see, and that's the type of guy I pick up. Like when he's for us, he's flashy, but at home, this guy's probably wearing shorts and just a regular t-shirt. Seth Rollins takes it to that level, but yet it's so good. And like you said, like the chaotic or glitter glue, he's always been he's been the core.
Yeah.
The last two WrestleManias of the bigger story of two of the bigger storylines the last 2 years in this company. And I think, I give him credit for this because, like I said, last year he felt secondary. This one, he went from secondary to lead. In my opinion, when he started, and I think Craig mentioned it, why he was showing up. Like it made sense now why he was showing up at certain couple of days ago here there, because the hatred for Punk and the long history with Roman. And that when he got inserted, into this triple threat, he became the focal point. And then Paul Heyman and that they had to throw, like you had to say, they had to create some heat between Punk and Roman. And there was no real heat. Not saying that there's not at the time. It's like, I felt like, you could have did Seth versus Roman or Seth versus Punk and been okay. But it's like a situation you can't. How do you make a case for not having a WrestleMania without Roman, Punk, or Rollins? That's the case you don't want to make.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So those were my. I took up too much time, but yeah, those are my thoughts.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No. This is about WrestleMania. We're getting hype. It's fine. You take
WrestleMania. They need to bring that music back.
All right. My thing is this.
Oh, sorry. Quick. Sorry. I thought I was muted, but I'm like, oh.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I can't. I hope they sing that song at least one time. But anyway, but not Pat McAfee because I'm sick of it. But anyway,
dog, let's sing this song. Oh.
That's where Wade Barrett looks at Pat and goes, "You go interview Tiffany and Charlotte together. I'm afraid I got some bad news for you, Pat." Corey just walks in. "I'll take care of this."
He said the thing. He said the thing.
Big E's dancing in the aisle. But yeah, I just want to say real quick, Roman has felt like the third wheel in this. And like, it's, to me, it was Punk, Rollins, and Heyman, and then Roman. So now that Punk did the favor, and I loved how he did it. I loved he talked about that, because to me that's long-term booking, but it tells the story of why Heyman and Punk are so close, and why Heyman believes in Punk. Well, guess what? They're best friends. This has been a vow we've made, and I want my favor with. I want you in my corner. And then and guess what, pal? Remember what I've told you many times. He's your wise man, but for how long? He was my wise man before he was yours. Stuff like that. And now Glitter Glue is owed a favor. Remember, you get a favor, you get a favor. But no, I just love it. I'm looking forward to how this connects, and we'll talk about what happened at the main event spot, which was with Seth and Paul Heyman of all things. But I think Seth is very 1A in this whole thing, because he has heat with both guys. He hates Punk. Punk is definitely the co-star in this, or is the guy that's next to him as featured attractions. But Roman is one of these. Like I said, before this happened, he was the third wheel. Now with this, now we get to see Roman, tribal chief, on his own, against Punk, with or without Heyman. We'll talk about that later. Seth, and I'm just telling you, I think this triple threat match is going to hump. I mean, well, you got to drive to the house. All right, well, be safe, and then just click back on, because we're going to be discussing Raw. We like to talk wrestling long, so we appreciate you joining, Tiffany. Also, before we go into Raw, big what's up for Hall of Fame legacy that got announced today. Kamala, Dory Funk Jr., and Ivan Koloff are elected into the 2025 Hall of Fame. So that's awesome. I remember Kamala. I remember Ivan Koloff. I vaguely remember Dory Funk back in the day, but if he was anything like Terry, trust me, Dory was real good. But yeah, I remember Kamala, and I remember Ivan Koloff. So that that man scared me. Not Nikita Koloff, but yeah. And then Nikita Koloff. Oh, I love Nikita. The best Russian sickle. So let's see here. Gotta get mine. So we get Monday Night Raw. All right. I like that we did not have to deal with John Cena coming out first. Uh-oh. What did I do? Kamala. Devin.
That's why I was laughing. I was eating jelly bean. I was like, oh god.
At least you weren't choking. I would have felt bad.
Oh my god.
I know Punk played up to the fact that it was gonna fire. Yep. Oh my god,
yeah.
That's GOAT one, man. We might, we're gonna put that in there.
Yeah. I mean, you think about Kamala, Trump, and Kid Rock, and Kid Rock's in there too, and it's like,
oh man.
But yet, Cindy. I'm not gonna get into that because I'm gonna get angry.
Yeah. Let's not do that. We don't need to.
But no Cindy Lauper. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. Cyndi Lauper deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Yes, I agree. And if she doesn't want to be in it, she should be in it.
Yeah, because if that guy's in there, I'm not gonna say which one. America.
Let's see. Just just want to make sure I got the right one. God knows they like to not give me the updated one. All right, we'll go with this. So yeah, all right. So big thing on Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about it. We had Penta, or it was announced earlier. Penta and Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor are going to be in the Intercontinental title for a 4-way match for the title. So I'm down with that. What do you think?
Yeah. So we talked about this, and you know what? I actually like it.
Yeah.
Because how do you leave off like one? How do you make a case for it? Because what you're doing is you're intertwining multiple things here. You know, the whole thing between Finn and Dominic Mysterio, you're intertwining that. And then you're getting Penta, who's just been, deserving of this moment.
Yeah.
And then you got Braun Breaker, who took out a grown man on national television. And
murdered, man.
Like,
well, you might want to lay low for that, man.
It's like, how do you prepare for that? Like, that's why you get for certain jobs. Hey, why do they get paid that much? That's why.
That's why.
and the thing is, that's not hazard pay. That's like legitimate. That's not hazard pay. That's like legitimate part of their job. I'm like, I didn't know you could. I'm like, oh man, is he supposed to move like that? Because I don't think no.
You know what? And by the way, you can never do another run-in now or anyone can't do a run-in because you're gonna have to have the what you call it, the little plane thing, the drone follow, and you gotta have it where you can flip over like damn Braun Breaker did, because that man.
Listen, that drone's gonna get that work. That drone will get that work. I'm telling you.
Took the cameraman's job now.
What do you do here? Oh, I just I don't know. Oh, Jesus, John.
Oh God, no. The androids of power. We want heat. We are Nepo babies. Oh God, just get that out of my head. All right.
Oh wait, I have one. Char and the Chin.
Oh, I like that one. I like that. I like that one. I like it. I love that.
And that's our show, folks. We'll see you next week.
More. There's nothing else we can say about that one now. All right. Adam Pearce finally added Rhea Ripley to a triple threat match. I think more the headline should be Adam Pearce finally admits he doesn't know how to do his job. Because, let me think. I'm going to have, all right, Rhea, you're going to get your women's title match. Okay. Oh, Bianca, you don't know what you're doing? You're going to referee the match. What do you mean they don't like you? I don't. You got this, girl. You put your outfit together and walk away. That is what happens, Pierce. I love the outfit that. What was it? First of all, we're going to talk about outfits. Io Sky, God bless you. Just Yam City. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for the men that cheer you and love you. Yams is all I got to say. Yamtastic. And then Bianca wearing all black, man. I dig the outfit, can't lie. But what did you enjoy the first part of it? I mean, look, Io looked great in this, I thought. I kind of enjoyed. I enjoyed it for Io. I thought she did amazing.
Like it's first of all, the outfit was fantastic.
Oh, God.
and I think, and I hope people now understand why Bianca's getting some heat, like why she's getting booed, because like it's a literal, like it's a like the outfit, like she's wearing darker attire, and she's been giving off the vibes of the heat. Like I hope people, like first and foremost, I want people to understand, like the booing was not racist. It's because fans think she's a heel. So, and heelish things. And I saw someone make the point that I've made, you made, and a lot of people still feel, listen, that whole thing between her, Jade, and Naomi is not over. And that definitely Bianca has something to do with it. But going back to this segment here, did it take a while to get here? Sure. It was always going to be a triple threat because, like I've said, like we talked about last week, I don't know how you make a case, and we say this a lot. How do you make a case to leave Rhea Ripley off, who's been in a couple of WrestleManias? How do you make the case to her not to be involved in it? Like that's that situation, and I like Io. Io is the X factor here, and she's the champion. It's like the way she's been treated, and I like when she was going to leave and got angry, and she jumped off that top rope, kicked Rhea into Bianca, and I'm like, oh, that's so good. And Jesus.
Yes, Buddy Matthews is a lucky man. Oh my God. God bless Buddy Matthews.
I mean, this is going to be a fantastic match. And like I say, people are going to start seeing these triple threats and these fatal, people, like, it's hard to leave off people. Like, it's hard to leave, and I said this last week, it's hard to leave good, talented superstars off a roster when WrestleMania is now 2 nights.
Yeah.
You could have made that excuse when it was 1 night, but it's 2 nights. Like, some companies could learn about spreading out having stacked card like that. Triple H has a formula. Like, there'll probably be maybe more matches this, at WrestleMania did on his other PLEs, and that's because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, but like this match, this has like match of the night potential. All former champions, all like there's certain things infused in it that makes it great. And like I said, I'm just really looking forward to it.
Me too. I think that match is going to be really good. I think that match, some people said it should have main evented. I know I said it at first, but then when you see what Roman, Seth, and Punk are doing, I'm intrigued with that one. But after Cole and Pat McAfee butchered that match, we'll talk about that later. Want to give a shout out to Lyra versus Bayley, Intercontinental titles for the women's. Man, that was probably one of Bayley's best wrestling matches she's had. That's the best looking Lyra looked. Dance part, I will say dance partners matter. What did you think, man? I mean, we know that there's a women's gauntlet tag, and I'm kind of thinking we saw the winners here. But what do you think about Lyra and Bayley?
When you put Bayley and when you put Bayley, and I use the 4 horsewomen, well, 3 of the 4 that are in the company, but specifically Becky Lynch and Bayley, who both fought Lyra Valkyrie. The common thread is that both of them know how to put over talent. Yeah. And this could have been a situation where I wouldn't have been shocked if Bayley would have won the belt. But how it was booked, that was one hell of a match.
It really was.
And like the chemistry and the way they've had Lyra's, having the opponents now credibility. And when I say that, it's like I'm not knocking I'm not knocking who she's faced or not faced. But now this sets up something interesting. Now we're, like I say, WrestleMania is literally right around the corner.
Yeah.
Now the question becomes, who does she face at WrestleMania? Because if you think she's beaten Bayley, she's beaten Raquel. So, and like I said, I throw out the idea that, it's either like if Becky Lynch is not going to show up, which I've come to terms with, which is fine. But could we see a situation of a potential debut or a mystery opponent for Lyra? Because if you think about it, who if I say who should Lyra face right now at WrestleMania, what would you say? Who would you say?
Well, originally I was thinking Roxanne.
Yeah.
Roxanne and Bailey. I would have put that. I would have done that.
So if you do, Roxanne makes sense, and I think maybe that's when Roxanne shows up either next week, this coming up week, or she shows up at WrestleMania. Because and it ties into what John mentioned it here in the comments, but he also mentioned it earlier about why is Raquel at NXT. Raquel, I think she's not at NXT. I think they were toying the idea of potentially having Roxanne versus Bailey versus Lyra, but maybe the plan is now to go Roxanne versus Lyra. Maybe that's why we saw Bailey face Lyra on Raw. Maybe they're like, we want to give these two the chance to shine. Not to say that Bailey's not going to be at Wrestle, but to me, I think that's the reason why we haven't seen Roxanne is to build for her return to face Lyra. And I would like some TNA. Oh God, I'm glad Craig added the kidding part because I swear.
I'll put it up. Don't worry. Don't get mad at me.
Man.
Yeah. You could have gotten away with so many other names.
The Raven versus the Chin. That's not a great.
I mean, Pat might go in there. He might be like, "Oh, you know why she's people don't like her?
She said a certain word, Cole, and I'm gonna say it here. No."
He would. Because he'll be like, "I'm one of them."
Dog. That's not the word. We'll be right back with WrestleMania. Somebody literally pulled the plug.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Lyra versus Liv is interesting.
Yeah.
So we could it makes it intriguing who Lyra is going to face. Just like Chelsea Green, just like we don't know. Like there's an idea, but that's what to me now. I'm like, oh, you got to have a set opponent. No, because here's the thing. When Seth Rollins fought Cody Rhodes, we all know it's going to be Cody's going to face, but it was just the build and the hype. And so even though you knew who was going to be, it's like maybe the surprise thing. And John said, but Roxanne said last night she was wrestling at Stand and Deliver. She did say that, but she could also wrestle at WrestleMania too.
Yeah,
she could pull double duty. She just it's not the venues aren't that.
Hold on, let me help you out. Not only that, but Roxanne, if she wrestled, she could wrestle literally what was it? She could wrestle at Stand and Deliver. It's on a Saturday, and then go Sunday. If they decide to do it, they could bring her out Sunday, and she could easily do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like back in the day where WrestleMania was in New York, or was in Los Angeles, and one was in Chicago. But so it's in the same. So. I guess we say you're welcome. I don't know. We don't know.
Hope no one dies from my comments. All right. So, look, I think honestly, I want to see Lyra defend the title. But if not, they have this women's tag team gauntlet, and her and Bailey are in it. I would see them win it so they could go against Liv and Raquel. Do I like it? Not really, but if you brought in Roxanne then, I would definitely be up for that. So let me see if about this I want to bring. So we know about Texas Americano, or Texas
El Grande Americano.
El Grande Americano. For some reason, I want to call him a Texas Grande. I don't know. So El Grande Americano. He subbed in because Chad still had the sniffles, and the letter said that he couldn't wrestle, so he had to miss his matchup against the LWO. Fun match, but basically the end part was really what people wanted to see. Grande decided to
wait. I don't like what you did there. I don't like what you did there. I don't like it.
I apologize. say Grande.
You're assuming that Chad Gable is El Grande
They
Americano,
look alike.
and I think that's not true. We proved that literally that they arrested El Grande Americano while he was being interviewed by Kathy Kelly.
And we're giving a felon a chance, so okay.
Anyway. Felon, okay, okay.
I mean, you said he was handcuffed, taken away by cops.
No. Listen, and they dropped the charges, so technically they were expunged, and he's not a felon.
Okay. Look, you know what? Tomato. I got you. So Grande, not Chad, got a thing in his head that he put. Apparently, Rey Mysterio saw it because he decided to discuss it heatedly with the referee, and Grande headbutted him and knocked him out. And then did the same to he did it just like Chad Gable. So I guess Chad may be like someone that he used to look up to.
El Grande Americano studies films from other wrestlers, and he happened to study from the great Chad Gable.
Okay, Gulf of Americano. I get it. Truth, consequences, New York. All right.
New Mexico, but okay, continue.
There's both places, so.
Let's go to New Mexico for that. Now you're trying to one up me. Yeah. I'm going to talk to my wife, man, after this. But I'm not liking his favor at all now.
Let's talk about it, Jay. All right, look. I guess this is the segment. What pissed CDouble off with Pat McAfee? Because this idiot did it again. Number one, when people are doing promos, does anyone ever tell Pat to shut the hell up? Because everyone else is quiet. Pat's the damn kid that just wants to have his, Tourette syndrome kick in and go, oh, I can't believe you said that. It's like, unplug his mic. Anyway, so the frat boys, Gunther comes out with the title. They're all disgusted. I get it. Totally fine. Man, I'm getting hungry watching you eat. So, yeah. No, I'm just saying, you could enjoy your food, by the way. It looks amazing. So, got all that going. They showed the replay of what Gunther did to Jimmy. All right. Jay comes down in all black. Okay? What pissed off CW about Pat was him yeeting. Damn right. Thank you. Hold on. I'm getting there. Because everybody wants to go past this point. I don't mind if the fans are yeeting. At least you see, though, Jay isn't. So if Jay's not yeeting, you know shit's about to get real. He comes out to the, goes over. And then there's Pat, who originally was on the desk, by the way. Oh, I see him. Oh, I don't know why he's not yeeting. Maybe he doesn't see me. This idiot keeps on. And then Michael stops and goes, Pat, Jay's not in the mood to yeet. Oh, well, we'll yeet for him. Kill me. Kill me, please. I hate this idiot. I really hate Pat McAfee. I have to hear the Hall of Fame, a thing I enjoy listening to, because we want to do Pat and Michael's sitcom show versus giving me Corey Graves and Jackie Redmond. WWE, fix this. I would love for Gunther to beat up Pat. I would love for Corey Graves to beat him. I'll take Booker to beat him up. I don't care. Somebody. Because, my God, when Jay is staring right into the soul of Gunther, you got Pat McAfee. Yeah, we're yeeting. Yeah, we're here for you, Jay. Let's yeet, people. Why are they not yeeting? Thank you, Pat is worse than Lawler in his puppy years at this point. He was intolerable at this point. Yeah, every damn time. And by the way, Lawler was being told to say that by VKM. So just remember that too. I wish Pat would yeet himself out of a job. Yeah. Pat, I don't know what pictures he's got of everybody, but, I want to find them and burn them so he can't have that to threaten. Because this little bastard should not be commentating next to Michael Cole. Give me Corey Graves any day. I mean, my God. Pat with the Tony. Oh, we're going to go there. Because that pissed me off too. But anyway. Because that even showed more of the frat boyness that Pat does. So, Jey Uso, phenomenal promo. I know people were... By the way, fans, when the man actually puts his hand out or a finger, basically trying to tell you to stop eating, please stop eating. I love the story about the mom. I love what he asked Gunther. Did you talk to your mom? Do you, what do you talk about? Let me tell you what I had to talk about. One of the best promos Jey has spoken. And that is what we needed. I didn't need a brawl. I didn't need, separation. I needed Jey to basically stop with the eating and look at Gunther and basically go, come WrestleMania, I'm kicking your ass and you going to be in a body bag. What you did to my brother, I'm going to do tenfold to you. That's what I needed to hear. And he did. What did you think about the promo between Jey? And like I said, if it didn't bother you, I don't know how, but it bothered me. Oh, God, did it ever.
Wait. What did I do? Whoa.
Not you. I'm talking about Pat McAfee.
Whoa. Hey, first of all, let's lower the voices. I didn't do anything
Not you, but Pat McAfee.
No, you elevated your voice at me like I'm Pat McAfee. And I'm like, first of all, there's a whole color thing you got to figure out. And
I wasn't talking to you like I was talking
well,
to Pat.
it certainly felt that way.
First of all, if I saw Pat, I would be in jail for what I would do to Pat. Jay Cook.
My thing is, and I'll be quick because you took up a lot of time on McAfee, which is good. If there was a defining promo, this was it. And we wanted, this was a moment now that WrestleMania is right around the corner. We're going to get, this was the week where we're going to probably get the best we're going to get.
Yeah.
So, so Tiffany and Charlotte, that's the best you're going to get, folks.
You know what?
Good luck with that.
If they don't put them together at all until WrestleMania, that's fine by me.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. That's one situation where I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
Less is more.
Yeah, it's like, who wants this? Nobody asked. Listen, we can't follow a script. Imagine what's going to happen this time. It's going to be basically whose line is it anyway. But, but going back to this for Jey, you could tell. Let's see. Correct says, Slido, do we see The Rock on the show? That's a great question. I'm gonna.
I got an answer for that. I think.
I wouldn't be shocked if you didn't, because like I could see it, but because like I said, we probably won't see Cena on the mic. We won't see Cena again until probably WrestleMania. So
actually, they confirmed he's going to be on SmackDown next week.
Well, so he'll be there. He may not speak, but
we'll see.
Well, anyway, since someone came more prepared than I am today, so because we don't have meetings anymore, so like I had with my wise man. So anyway, he just sent me
all kinds of scratch.
Yeah, wise man. Can we get on that? Yeah, he sent me. I didn't know Cena. Like he could have told me that. Like he sat on privileged information. So maybe look like a stooge.
You're not a stooge.
Maybe look like Charlotte Flair. Like you didn't know what to do.
I just saw it,
but still, I'm not animatronic. But still, the point still remains. And maybe some parts I am. But anyway, back to the point. Get me off topic. Back to the point. Jesus. Man, just throw me off. Anyway, if there was a defining promo, it was Jay. And the thing is, and to me, I got, not angry, but that if there was a time for you not to eat, this would have been the moment not to eat.
Yeah.
Because you could tell that after what happened to Jimmy, that when we saw Jay on Monday, it was not going to be about eating. It wasn't like, here's the thing. Like, notice how he didn't really interact with the crowd.
Mm-mm.
He was emotionless. He was full of emotion, but he was very emotionless, or whatever the word is. Anyway, but he just lacked emotion, and there was a reason for that. And yeah, and to me, I just didn't like it because I've heard from some folks that Jay doesn't belong in this match, and Jay this, and that promo where he talked about his mother, and he talked about now it's personal. That's why what happened had to happen last week, to get Jay to understand that you have to make the now it's personal. You went after my family, my blood. Now, literally, his blood, it's personal. And listen, not comparing the whole Charlotte Tiffany, but this was personal.
Yeah.
And the whole yeeting thing, like, I didn't like, and the thing, I didn't like, McAfee and Cole doing that. Because I'm like, you got, like, and for Cole's the ultimate professional. I would like to think he would know to read the room and know that when here's the thing, maybe the music triggers it, but understand that, Cole, you saw what happened last week.
Yeah.
You saw. There was no way Jay was going to come out there yeeting and doing none of that. He went to Gunther. It's personal. It's on site. And like I say, even if we don't see those two interact again, that defining promo by Jay should have not say silenced the critics, but got them to see that Jay's a legit and serious threat to the title.
Yeah.
Like he's more than a catchphrase. It's like what he did, he crossed the line. And that's what this feud needed, was to make it personal. Because it just felt like Jay was, coming there yeeting and high-fiving everybody. Gunther was always serious. Now, it felt for that promo like Gunther was the one that was laughing. And Jay was the serious one. And that's what's the good thing about a feud, is that even the most, I won't say, I don't say comical, but one of the more fan favorites can sometimes be serious. It's like your favorite comedic actor can be serious. I didn't mean to add that as an example. Listen, as great as Jim Carrey was, as funny in Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Ace Ventura 2 or whatever his great comedies, he's done great dramatic work, like The Truman Show. Like, excuse me, what's another one he did? Apart from that, the Lemony Snicket, which I thought was, a serious role.
The Andy Kaufman.
And Andy Kaufman, Man on the Moon.
Really good. Really good.
And I use that example to say that, listen, some of the most guys we see, they're they're inner, they make us laugh, but they can also make you take them seriously. And that, to me, was Jey Uso. Like, Jey Uso was eating, it's just me. He was serious, and he got the crowd to take him seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And the crowd didn't get upset. The crowd understood. Just like when you watch guys like Jim Carrey, like I mentioned, like comedy, I say this all the time. Guys who comedic actors can drop into a dramatic role, because a lot of comedy is based on drop. So they know how to take that and fuel it to make it drop. So a lot of their comedy that they're making jokes about happened to them in their life or something or whatever, and it makes it dramatic. So they understand how to be dramatic. So just a little nerdy thing that I want to put it out there.
No,
Now the nerd stuff is over. And wait, still, but you're in the chat too. Interesting.
Well, I
Well,
was
I'm trying to get
answering
this great speech.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh no, you've done it before. Ooh.
And that's how our match started.
Yeah.
You interrupted me before. All right, we're gonna sell this at WrestleMania. But that
Comedic
escalated
actors
quickly.
can be serious. When does that start here? You know, that's a great question. I've said serious things. How dare you, wise man? How dare
Wise man's cracking on you.
even I think I know what the favor is now. I think the favor is to make CW look good and make you look bad. I think that's what the favor is. I think I'm putting this together.
Look, let's talk about this because look.
Oh yeah, let's change the subject when I'm making a point. Okay, cool.
I want to say this. Jey Uso's promo.
I wasn't there.
I hope it's like this. I really do. I hope this match comes off as good as I believe it will be. I believe this match is going to be really good. I think people are going to be surprised by Jey Uso. I think Gunther is going to get the best out of them. They're going to have a hell of a fight match. The moment's going to be worth it. But I'm praying he does not get tight before this Mania. I'm hoping that he could just shake it and he can just perform the way he can. Because he's a damn good wrestler. He's a damn good promo. He's gotten the crowd to feel and to believe in him. You could finish this, dude. And I believe in you. I really do. I just feel like after last year, it was a hardship. Now it's like kind of like that baggage you need to get rid of. And once he can clear that, sky's the limit at least. And not only that, it's going to be hellified awesome to see Jimmy and him back together at Mania when he wins. I think that's going to be a really good moment. So I hope so. I really am. I'm hoping. And I won't care who all's eating. I hope everyone's eating. All right. Now, when commentary's bad, it makes bad matches really bad. It can make a tag team title match kind of like, oh, that's going on. So I get that they brought in the guy that's doing the roast. And this is what I'm going to say. If this guy that does the roast performs like he did, the roast is going to suck. Because this guy was not funny. I love comedy. I love people that are jerks. This guy was stupid. The comment with the Big E, and look, Big E has already addressed it, and I think Big E is showing that he's a hell of a man. Okay, he's not letting it get to him. I get it. I still think it was off-putting. You know, Big E wasn't involved in it. Keep it to the four that you're looking at. And by the way, going to Michael Cole and saying how old he is does not make me go, wow, this guy's funny. Why don't you talk about Pat messing with a family that somebody, oh, wait a minute, we can't. Can we now? Oh, we can't talk about Pat and his miscarries and his misdoings. Oh no. But Pat all of a sudden started jumping in on with Tom. So all I gotta say is, why you need a host for a roast? You got Pat. There's your jackass. Let him host it. And quite honestly, I would love to see the wrestlers get their shots in it. I would love for Corey to get his shots in at Pat McAfee. So this guy Tony, yeah, I know Tony of all names. I mean, look, dude. Good luck on this roast. I really don't care about you. After hearing you, I just kind of looked at. I kind of was like, I was really cool about this roast idea. I think it's still a great idea, but I'm going, this guy sucks. He said the same joke over and over. I don't know if you caught that. I'd rather have Bert Kreischer doing the roast. Honestly, he would be funny. That's a funny dude, especially with him and Otis bumping bellies together. That's scary, but funny.
Oh.
But what did you think, LaDarius?
Well, you see, when two men rub their stomachs together. Oh, you meant the whole
Oh,
stuff.
sorry. No, I meant Tony. My bad.
Sorry, I'm like, when two people love each other. Now,
When two men want to show dominance, they take their bellies and press. What?
And the way that back in ancient civilization, wait, what? That makes no sense. Oh, say Dre's. I think Gunther is going to win, and I think beating is going to horrendous that pulls either Roman or Jake into the storyline. But I do believe Banger. And Devin brings up a great point. Gabriel Iglesias, why is it Fluffy?
Yeah. Oh, Fluffy would be hilarious. Fluffy or Bert, I would be down with those two. Heck, both of them. Go ahead, though.
No. I forgot the question. Oh, but the whole Tony Hinchcliffe thing, here's the thing. I don't mind a roast. But it's Tony Hinchcliffe, he doesn't. I'm going to put it like this. How do we define comedy? Is it making you laugh? Is it making you chuckle? Because here's the thing. That whole thing, what makes it bad is just that, yeah, you called the match between David and Goliath. I'm like, bro. Like, you'll get a chuckle, but that's not. We know Cole is old. We know that. But you won't tell Cole what Heidenreich did to him in that boiler room. That's not going to be. That we're never going to hear about that, and we don't. Oh, why are you bringing that up? Now that's comedy. That's because that looked like a scene, like straight out of Law and Order SVU back in early 2000s. That it looked just like if someone just popped that in and just showed you that whole thing with Heidenreich and Cole, and they just showed you that, and like, where is that from? Oh man, it looks like a Law and Order thing, isn't it? Like, and it's on. You put it, and guess what? It was on USA at the time. So,
yeah. What's popping?
Oh my God! Why is that little man getting harassed by that big blonde man? Great question. Great question.
What was on the paper, Cole?
Can we show a clip? But anyway, overall, the whole like I said, Biggie's a better man than I. And once again, somebody signed off on it. I keep people like, well, why do you keep saying that? Because somebody thought that was a great idea. And sometimes what you think is a great idea is not known to be a great idea. Mm-hmm. It's like going after Big E, knowing his injury with the neck, it was just not a great joke. And you like you mentioned, you focus on the guys in the ring, and then for Tony to be rooting for the New Day. So I'm like, okay. Bert Kreischer, hilarious. Gabriel Iglesias, hilarious. I'm not knocking it because listen, Tony Hinchcliffe, people say, oh, well, he's in Vegas. Well, a lot of people are in Vegas. A lot of people do roasts. Doesn't mean they're like, listen, the roast of Tom Brady was good, not because of Tony Hinchcliffe. It was literally everybody else that made it great. He's just like the moderator. He's not the guy making the jokes.
Clearly. I mean, it, and like I said, the insults he was given, but yet he never said nothing to Pat. And I'm going, so you're going to tell me you're going to criticize Cole, but yet you can't look at Pat McAfee and go, how many boys do you have in your crew?
Tony Hinchcliffe reads the news. Like, no.
Yeah.
I want to be on the Pat McAfee show someday, dog. But
I gotta kiss your ass somehow. Right, I need another one.
Also, right. Craig finally admits the truth that I've been searching for. Ron Funches would have been great too. He's a huge wrestling fan. Very funny guy. Very funny guy. Ron Funches. He's a funny comedian. Yeah, he's very funny. This is what I feared. And yes. My tribal chief, I have. Yeah, I want to know when did this happen because
I want to know too. That would be helpful to me.
I feel like this might be a heel move more than a transitional move. Buddy,
Look, all I know is this: Carlito is going to have a funeral on Friday because of Braun Breaker spearing the man. Hey, if you got to go, what a way to go! That was a crazy look.
I will remember you.
At this time, he saw Carlito realize he fucked
Will
up.
you remember me?
Oh, reveal the time. Cool. I'd like to know too, since I'm part of this whole inclusion bit. What's up? Your boy Seth Rollins or Paul Heyman holding court, and your boy Paul and your boy Seth Rollins. And Seth, this is the Seth Rollins that a lot of people like. The heel version, the manipulating. But now, LaDarius, this is time I need to know, man. What did you think? I thought this was one of the best things on Raw. Next to, I thought Jay's promo, and I thought the women's matches were good. But what did you think about Seth Rollins?
Listen, it goes back to what we talked about earlier. Listen, Seth is an integral part of this whole thing, and that promo just kind of proved it. And when the promo, I'm like, okay, it's I think given like it to kind of create something, that's why we got the whole Paul Heyman thing to create something between Punk and Roman, but Seth Rollins has always been the guy. And now the microphone, now we're getting fit. It's simply like this. I enjoyed it because, look, Seth on the mic is fantastic. That's number one. But it's just more, it just put more emphasis on his importance in this match, in the upcoming match between him, Punk, and Roman. And I think what people have to really understand is that, does Seth wearing those costumes? Yeah, or excuse me, outfits. Excuse me. Yeah, but when it comes down to it, the brass tacks, he can get it done in the ring. And then Armadillion Swords, I hope I said that right, says, I think Punk is going to win it. To me, if you ask me today, I don't know who I think is going to win it. I think you can make a case for all Roman for winning it to overcoming it without his advocate. You could say CM Punk could win it because, he had Paul Heyman in his corner. You could say Seth could win it because Seth finally gets a little revenge against the two guys he doesn't like. Like I say, I'm not gonna say to me, I'm not gonna knock because listen, Punk could there's to using Steiner math, there's a 33.3% chance that they can win this match. So and the other 66.7% they could. So if you use Steiner math, anybody could win. So listen, calculus, tough. Steiner math, tougher. So yeah. So like I say, that promo just kind of solidified what we already kind of felt about Seth's role in this whole situation, in this match. And it was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, man. By the way, have you seen the tweet that Scott Steiner put out? That, hey, Braun, I think I need to teach you about the Steiner math of life.
Yeah.
I hope we get a Steiner math promo before Mania. I don't care if it's cheesy or not. It must be done. All right, so Miss Amanda. So I will say this. Hold on. I think Punk's going to win it. And then Amanda, we don't bring my government.
Oh, okay. I'm Chris.
My name is Amanda. My son did that. And I'm Chris's WWE Bulldog friend. Yep, she is. Actually, local too. So.
So you knew, and I.
Well, it was one of those. I was eating my salad, and I saw, and you already talked. Yeah. So I was like,
ambushed twice on this show.
Oh, I am not ambushing nobody.
No, don't you wave your Ritz cracker at me until you didn't ambush me.
You a cracker.
What'd you call me? Whoa.
I give you a cracker.
you give me a cracker. Oh, what? Like I'm Polly? Like I'm a parrot? You gonna give me a cracker?
No,
Okay.
I'm just offering because
No. Because I'm a parrot. You give
I'm not
crackers.
offering you because you're a parent.
Now you listen. This is gonna be a horror swerve situation in about a couple of seconds here. It's gonna.
I feel like we getting a lot of mixed signals here. When all I was trying to be was polite.
Hand me a cracker. Oh, what are you trying to say? Like I'm a parrot? Caw, caw, caw. I entertain you. What is that for? Yeah, Chris gets it. What's up, A1? He gets it.
Thanks, A1. I'm sorry, Nathan.
Yeah, ambushed twice on the. Oh, I knew who it was. Ambushed. All these ambushes. You're gonna hit me with the chair. Do it in front of me. Down about.
I am not hitting you with the chair.
You're not the one taking the chair shot. So
I will look. I'm gonna be like CM Punk.
Oh, so you offered me the cracker, so you ate the cracker, so you didn't want me to have the cracker. Got it. Continue.
I'm not gonna hit you with the chair. I'm just gonna make sure you know I'm coming up front.
Oh, so you're gonna up front me with the chair. Got it.
Yeah, right. I'm not gonna hit you with the chair. Would you stop?
You said, listen, you did not say the chair.
I just said I'm not hitting you with the chair.
No, I didn't. No, I said after the fact. You didn't say it during the speech. You can get angry. You offer me a cracker.
I got you a cracker.
And now you're getting angry about. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah. Next time I'll offer you a saltine and see how that works out. All right.
Hey, look, Ritz crackers are good, man.
I can't hear you.
I'm on cookie.
You sound like Cookie Monster's dad. What'd you do, Cookie Monster?
Man, I got some jokes.
You slept Elmo. He had it coming. He took the cookies. Let's get him.
And I've already gotten the message saying that we are hilarious and they are having fun watching us. So
who said that?
Cesar. Huh?
I was saying who? Oh yeah, I see it in the comments. Oh, I saw you were on your phone while you're eating the cracker, so I didn't know what you were doing.
I was looking up the next thing to talk about. Ooh. Pasta.
Yeah, folks, I don't know what that is either.
All right. So, hold on, I got another one. CDouble Archer's little Jimmy are gonna form a tag team.
Book it. Craig, Archer, I hope you have a single.
I hope you don't buy little Jimmy.
Craig,
I'll team with Archer.
I hope you have your tights or singlet.
Hold on. Craig, I hope you got your tights and singlet. You're doing the bumping.
I'll take a bump. Yeah.
Dude! One of my favorite Undertaker matches ever is him and Kane versus Chronic.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was so bad. It's great. If y'all have it, you need to watch it.
Don't watch. Oh my God.
Taker is yelling at the guys going, bump!
It's like you can hear. It's like, are you supposed to do that? Like if you never watched wrestling before, you would think that's what wrestling is. Like you're yelling out. It's like, hey, it's like this. Hey, here's wrestling. If you show them that match, we're cooked. We are done. Yeah, don't show Taker versus Michaels. Don't show Taker versus Triple H. No, show them Undertaker versus. Just show them that. And then what's worse?
And then you could go see Goldberg and Taker. But
no. They were bleeding. I'm like, nobody hit any. I'm like, we're done. Like, to me, it reminded me low key of like the Babe Ruth move, like in the biopic. Like Babe was out of shape. He had no business being on the but you know he's Babe Ruth, so you're not gonna tell him not to show up to play baseball. Like I'm not gonna tell Taker, hey, hang up. I'm not gonna tell Taker to hang up his boots or his hat. I'm not gonna tell him that. But I think Michelle McCool probably told him that, and I think. But oh my God, Oh my God, Undertaker, bomb. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. They did literally. He was yelling, and they literally didn't listen. Like it was like, what does that mean? Like, how did you get this job again? Like, it's like you're working with somebody on the first day. You're like, and you're telling them things that you learned during like training. You know how to, and then all of a sudden, oh great, you guys are gonna go out there and perform, and then you literally forget how to do the one thing you're supposed to do. Like, and then it was bad, and that match should never. If that match was on microfiche, it'd have been burned up years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on the internet, and listen, and I'm like, and if you're chronic, like, oh, they never recover from that. Really interesting.
Hold on, thank God it wasn't during when Undertaker wouldn't talk much. Because if people would have lost their minds. And I'm just going, and the crazy part is, if you watch that match, you would think these guys have never been in WWE. No, they've all been in WWE. Brian Clark was with Demolition. Brian Adams was in WWE as Crush. And Brian Clark, I may have switched that up, was Adam Bomb. And it's like, these guys were wrestling.
Yeah, everybody knew how to wrestle. That's it's like you're being a player. You don't know where to be on the play. Like, you were in practice all week and you still don't know. Great. Awesome. Also, that's why Tom Brady's yelling at you. Interesting. It's like you've never played football before. It's like you've never wrestled before. Oh yeah, I was all American what? All American reject, and I don't mean the group.
Man, I'm just saying that in worst matches ever, that is like one of
awful.
One.
Like, somebody said, "Hey, that's
TNA one."
Somebody said that's a great idea. I'm telling you, people sign off on these things. People are like, hey, remember that bad movie you watched? Some exec in the suit said that was a great movie.
Someone said, I think we can make money with this. What? And that person doesn't have a job usually.
And someone put this on Twitter. Like we all look at like, how Minecraft is going to make a lot of money this year. It's going to piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, it will. All right, talking about pissing people off. Let's segue. Well, not really. We're not going to piss anyone off with this. NXT. We're going to kind of review it, but maybe not the whole show. But let's talk about it. We started off hot. We had Jada Parker, Jordan Grace. My God. First of all, the memes coming out with Jordan missing an eyelash is hilarious. Thank you all. But second, Jordan Grace, Jada Parker, great match. I get the finish. So what did you think about Julia? And I mean, what was your thoughts altogether? We'll just sum it all up. What did you think of that match? I mean, I thought
for me, we'll sum it all up. Okay, great.
I kind of gave you such a smorgasbord. I was like,
no, it's okay. I've been ambushed twice on this show, so it's okay.
Oh, but you're not ambushed.
You say not ambushed. I say totally ambushed. Agree to agree. No.
Okay.
What was that? What did you say? You know what?
Said, okay.
Ooh, he said something, folks. If you compare what he said, you'll win a special prize. Now,
rewind, play back.
No, I saw a lot of people on the social media talk about the missed dive, by Jordan Grace, and I saw like Kylie Ray, who's in Evolve, great stuff. She's great in it.
She's good.
It's basically she basically said what I basically said, what literally every wrestler would say, was going to say. It's like it's easy for us to criticize it because We don't do what they do.
Yeah.
And listen, that does not take away from that match whatsoever. Because here's what made it great. When Jada Parker and Jordan, they simply don't like each other, beat the bejesus out of each other. They're both physical competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jordan Grace is not. I'm not upset. Oh, she missed the. So what? Like, if you go back and watch that same NXT show, Josh Briggs' former partner, I can't think of his name off the top of my head,
Oh God.
but
What,
he's in the new. He's
big
in
guy?
the group.
Are you talking about the big guy or the Coley?
The big guy, his old tag team partner, Brooks Jensen.
I thought Jensen was the guy in the Coley.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay, and Briggs is the big guy.
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll be right back. Now,
I was just trying to remember.
Yeah, but if you guys notice, he almost fell his ass off the apron. But
Yeah.
but we're not talking. I called him like, oh, and the camera moved, and even Jensen laughed. But why weren't we talk like people? Like, I'm not. Oh, people say, well, I didn't notice that. Yeah, but my point is this: we pick and choose who we go after. Like Jordan Grace. Yeah, she may be known for her aerial, but listen, none of y'all couldn't even jump through the middle rope. Forget the top rope.
Amen to that.
So, like, I understand people like, oh, no. The match was still great, and then when Julia shows up and listen, and I put the tweet out. Before, I thought it was already announced, but I guess they didn't. I went, yeah, it's like when Undertaker missed that dive and almost broke his neck. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
that Snooker guy was supposed to pick him up, catch him.
Yeah, that's Snooker.
I forgot his name too, but
yeah, that Snooker guy. That was a real killer. I meant. Whoops.
Hey, when that just sneaks up on you. Oh! Hey, oh! Now back the ropes in hell.
It reminds me when Keith David in the car, the great actor turns around. Welcome to hell. That's where. Hey, Snooker, why are you in this car? And he looks at the clipboard. Oh my God. You did what? Allegedly. No air quotes here. There's no air. Yeah. I'm still good, right? But
See,
anyway.
you're in the car with Snooker.
Welcome.
I'm sorry. I just got that in my head now.
Get all the roasted peanuts you want.
Hey, WWE, call me. I'll do the roast. Me and LaDarius, we'll do it.
Oh, man.
Save you some money.
Oh, my God. I forgot what we were talking. Oh, anyway. But yeah, but to John's point, it was similar. And I think Jordan Grace understood the risk. Every wrestler steps in and understands the risk. And thank God she's okay. First and foremost, she's okay.
Yeah.
But listen, I sense we're getting a fatal four when Julia came out. With Stephanie Vaquer came, I'm like, and then we find out Stephanie said she wants all of them. Yeah. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need to know what other matches are going to be booked. That's the main event. That's the main. And people are like, oh, because listen, and that's me saying the stuff between Oba and Javon and Trick. I feel you can make a case that Vaquer versus Julia versus Jordan Grace versus Jada Parker can main event. Listen, I'm not HBK. He has to make that decision. But I guarantee you one of those two matches will main event Stand and Deliver. It's just, it could co-main event. It could do whatever. But it's going to have main events, either one. And to me, it was a great match. And like folks, when you talk about other wrestlers, I understand you can sit there. Like, I get it. But understand, like, when you here's the difference is this. I'll be quick. It's a difference between you critiquing a match and you saying the things you don't like about a match. Because those are two different things. You can say, "Well, I didn't like the dive, but I'm glad she's okay."
Mm-hmm.
That's not insulting a wrestler. When you flat out just say, "Oh, I just hated when she did the dive," like you wouldn't do it. It's like when you're telling people what you wouldn't do when you yourself wouldn't do it. I don't want to hear. And a lot of people in the IWC are very guilty of that. There's thing called constructive criticism versus deconstructive criticism.
Yeah.
A lot of you folks lean toward the latter.
Yeah.
So great match, all in all.
By the way, I wanted to correct, or not correct, remind people, because LaDarius knows this. Jordan Grace has done that suicide dive many times. That
Yeah.
wasn't her first time.
Exactly.
She's done that, and she actually did a clip roll of her suicide dives when she was in WWA 4 all the way through TNA. Remember TNA? She had she went through that development stage where she was when she first came in to where she is now. Look, she doesn't need to explain, what happened. It happens. Nathan Frazier messed up a dive. It wasn't like it's life or death. Everyone's fine. If anything, they're a little embarrassed. They'll be fine. You shake it off and you perform the way you're supposed to. That's it. Thank God it wasn't nothing where they diving through stupid crap. It was just one of those things. Do I have something? No, you. I didn't know if you were looking at me. I didn't know if I needed to put the face off. And then I like the Julia inclusion. I would have been fine with it being a triple threat. I would have been fine with it
Yeah.
being, whatever she did. I like a fatal four way, and if you want to put this as the main event, by all means do it. Miss Parker, um, I will tell you this: the more she's in the ring with Jordan Grace and Stephanie and Julia, you know how we say people are going to get moved up very quickly. Well, I'm telling you right now, Miss Parker is going to be one of those main event players in the women's division. She is. It ain't a joke, or she's not a. It's not a gimmick. She's real. She is. The fans love her. She can go, and I'm enjoying her work. Um, so with that being said, also, if you're going to bring someone to talk, then it would be smart to maybe have Booker or Corey let them have their headset, so that you don't have four voices battling to talk, because that is very hard, by the way. And by the way, she doesn't really speak great English. She's getting there. She's learning, but to do commentary is another story. So I just think Stephanie. Oh, can't wait to see Stephanie and Julia stand and deliver the match. Going to be a banger. Yeah. Now it's a four-way, by the way. Because if I'm not Miss Parker,
Oh my God, John.
Go Friday.
Come on, John.
Oh, John! It gets a star. Miss Parker. Miss Parker. So, and by the way, I love NXT's chants. The one they did for Booker was awesome. Oh, hell, King Booker. F Swerve Strickland. Fuck you, Swerve. My favorite part of that whole thing, Booker, you see him smiling, but you see Vic Joseph going, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, thank you.
Get you a friend like Vic Joseph.
Yeah, Vic is going to ride and die with you. So, oh my God, that was hilarious. Vic was, I did get to see Corey, but that shit was so funny. And then, of course, Corey quoting Booker T was hilarious too. Swipe Right got to go against Praxium. You know what? They are going to be, when they get called up to NXT, they're going to be good too. I really like them. I mean, I don't like them as like guys I want to watch wrestle, but. Are you Are you there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted by someone here. I'm not going to say who.
Tell my friend, hey.
I know where the. See? Mm-hmm. You mess with someone respectable. That's what happens. Don't you listen? I ain't no skunk. Put that spray away from me. Spray it. I'm trying to talk. Now you're just being rude. Okay, now you're just being. Stop spraying my foot. The show is almost over. This is not how it's going to end. You not saying something. You just said something. Anyway, I'm not saying anything. Anyway, listen. I'm trying to be professional here, and that went out the window the minute you threatened me with spray. But anyway.
All right. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna make it quick here. So we got Jalen Nix, Sol Ruka wrestled. We had what was it? Ren Sinclair versus Izzy Dane. So
I didn't talk about the okay.
Oh no. We're gonna talk about if you want to talk about the matches.
No, go ahead. Knock yourself out.
No. I was just saying
you're in the first box. I'm just gonna sit here and
All right. They qualified for the North American title, but what did you think of the matches that they both had? And did I miss something? Was the Izzy Dane match kind of thrown off? Because I'm still trying to figure it out too. Because people were saying that she didn't do something or something. I don't know if I missed it. So when I watched it, but what did you think of the match? I was impressed with Jasmine Nick, though. By the way,
you know. It's an interesting dynamic to have Sol Ruka and Zaharia in the match now.
Mm-hmm.
I think her match was great. And like you said, that swipe right tag team. I want if you have a chance to watch Evolve, please do. It's on as we're talking. So, but you can always watch it after you're done listening to us. So, trying to take away the eyes here, but. Like to me, this whole tournament, it just further validates just how great this women, and you can't say it enough, how loaded this women's division is in NXT, and you're going to see that again in this NXT in these qualifier matches. And like I'm with you about the Izzy Dame thing. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not 100% on that either. But like I said, just like early off the bat, I get like someone like a Sol Ruka is very interesting to me. Because if you remember when they had like those tryouts for the athletic, she was very good. She's very athletic. She's very good. But I just think I'll put it this way. I just simply believe that I'm curious to see who else is going to fill out the bracket, who's going to fill out the other contestants in this thing, because we have some great matches coming up next technically next Tuesday. And like I said, I can't talk about. Listen, all I got to say about Hank and Tank listen. At some point, you got to have that come to Jesus moment. Where you like, look, you got to look in the mirror. Look who you taking L's against. Like, what would be even more hilarious is that if they would have fought like Swipe Right next week, and that to me would have been more funny. But them losing to to Brooke Jensen and the other guy, I forgot his name. Apologies to the other guy. But it's like oh, Hank and Tank are gonna win. I'm like, there's no chance. And then kaboom. Like, I just wanted to be personal. Like, listen, I like Hank and Tank, but what I didn't like was the last week where they were dressing like, oh my god, they were dressing like Pretty Deadly. Listen, leave it to the professionals. Leave it to Elton Prince. Leave it to those guys. Okay, what's the other guy? Oh my god, I'm blanking on names tonight. That means you got to wrap it up, and I'm blanking on names. But leave it to the professionals. That's my personal rant about Hank and Tank. Back to you. It's like
I
we
just tried to
like
bring up
you
the
can't beat. It's like here's the thing. When it comes to Fraxium, like yeah, you heard him. You heard my wise man.
I heard. I will not.
But wait a minute, wise man, aren't you on his side? You just said on the you know what?
I'm acknowledging.
Is that a middle finger you're pointing at me?
Nope. First, you're number one, bro. Number one, got to represent.
Are you pointing? Is that your middle finger? He just pointed his index. He didn't point his middle. Come on, why you want people to flick me off and disrespect me? What is the what is
The way you said it.
you want people to flick me off like
No, I don't.
no, I'm like you said that too fast. So you said that way too fast. He showed respect, something that could be learned. Like I'm a respectful person of my community.
Nico Vance is his partner's name, by the way.
Oh, Nico, thank you.
No problem. When I see Hank and Tank, you know what I see? They need to stay in NXT. They don't need to go. You know how some people are like, oh, he's definitely coming up to the main roster. He's coming up to the main.
No,
I don't want to see.
They need to go to Evolve. Let's go.
Yes, they could go. They could get called up to Evolve, and then when they can progress as a tag team, then we can talk about them coming up as in NXT. And I'm scared that we're going to get a Hank and Tank versus Fraxium for the titles at Stand and Deliver. I am scared.
Who would want? I swear,
I don't want that.
If that ends in that, listen, I live near Orlando. I'm driving. I'm going down there. And so, listen, I'm gonna do what Io Sky did to Rhea Ripley and the Bianca. I'm gonna start just slapping folks because listen, that's just disrespectful. That's just disrespectful.
I'm scared. I'm just telling you, scared. All right. So I'm not talking about the match between Wesley and Hiromo, or I don't even know how to say his name.
Say his name. You're a journalist. Say his name.
Yokosuke or Yoshiki Kiki.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I told you I was going to try not to. So sumo guy. That's where I'm going to call him.
Yep.
Wesley, that was a good match. But before that, I actually liked the 4 men. Well, okay, hold on. I like 3 of the 4 men that came out to try to interrupt Ricky Starks. The one guy should not even be walking close to Ricky Starks. I think LaDarius knows what I'm talking about. But let's just bring it up. So Ricky calls out Ethan Page. We get Lexus King shows up. And then as he's talking, Eddie, I don't need to be here, Thorpe, shows up. Because he says the North American title is his birthright. Anyway. Wes Lee, who has a right to that North American championship because that man put that thing on the map. I mean, I'll say that because he was really good. So they all got into a fight after Page showed up to do the Twisted Grin. I like that he does that, by the way. Also, tell me something wasn't really planned, but tell me it was planned, because the way these 4 guys grabbed the belt at the same time was just very comical, to the point I wanted to look at Lexi King and go, did you forget you were supposed to touch it?
I mean, it's not Charlotte and Tiffany bad, but
no, it was not. No, nothing as bad as Charlotte and Tiffany. I don't think anything that we're talking about. You know what? Charlotte and Tiffany need to go to NXT to learn how to communicate.
We're sending people down. And can take Early Ball. Like, listen, hey, you can learn some things. How?
Yeah, hey, everybody can learn, man. Everyone can learn. It's a learning situation. I mean, there used to be a tree to, I just thought that, I thought Eddie Thorpe's comments were so stupid. I really did. When he's talking, I just was like, another white man trying to take what I was supposed to get. And Wesley's kind of looking over like, bro, you know you ain't going to get this belt, right?
Wait, what? Another?
Wesley's probably looking at his guys going, did this cracker just say what I thought he said?
How many white men do you think have held that belt? Let's ask that question first. Because
I mean, there's been some, but I mean, it ain't like it's that. Adam Cole did win the first time, and then
Yeah.
I gotta remember this.
Johnny Gargano, but
Johnny.
But recently.
Oh, okay,
yeah, like
Tony D'Angelo.
He's a top. Okay, yeah.
You gotta love Tony D. Him and his
love Tony D. He was on some show, like Wild Cards on CW. You know?
Really?
Yeah, they kept promoting it. I just forgot to watch it. But that's on me. I forget to do a.
So probably the funniest 6-man tag I have ever seen in my life.
Like 3 of the 4 guys, I'm like, what?
I like Dark State. I like the entrance. I like the look. They look great. I like that one dude with the overall with the strap down, but he's good. I like him. He was hilarious. And not just that, but he actually had that look of he came off as he kept this team together.
Yeah.
But I just really enjoyed this team. But what did you think? And of course, let's talk about the end where Oba's so pissed. He comes in, he's beating up everybody, throws one dude onto Trick. And of course, Trick gets mad about it. But it's like, dude, deal with it. It's Oba Femi. But anyway, what did you think about this? I mean, what is your view about this match? And, and of course, the aftermath, if you want to bring that up too, because that was quite interesting too.
But it was what I expected. I had there was no expectation that those 3 guys were never going to get along. Like there was no, especially when it came to the tag situation between Trick and Oba. It's like the match was fine, but it's like that's what made it low key great. It's like it's the dysfunction that made it great. And then they left my guy Javon Evans hanging out to dry, and it's like Jesus. the guy's trying to make peace takes the listen. That's a life lesson for Javon. If you're the guy that's trying to solve the situation, you're the guy that's going to take the L. Like it's always going to happen. The other 2 guys don't like each other. They're going to eliminate themselves, which they did by fighting back up the entranceway, and you're left in there with 4 dudes. It was 4 dudes, yeah. 3-on-3, it was 4 dudes. Okay, let's just call it like it is. And listen, they're being built. This is how you build a faction. I'm not gonna, like the whole. It's like you make them look dominant, and they look dominant. And I'm curious to see. Like I said, I'm just always curious about what they're gonna do, because a part of me just still feels that Trick has something to do with this. Because he's the guy that gets least attacked when those guys come out. Oba takes the bumps, Javon takes the bump. Yeah, Trick takes a bump, but not as big as Oba and Javon Evans' bumps. So,
yep. So what do we think about the most deadliest place, the most dangerous place to fight? NXT parking lot.
Hey, listen. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can get down there. I'm like, I want to see that. Listen,
dude.
Hey, Tony D, I got your back. Uniform guy. Let's go.
I'm like, what's LaDarius doing there? That's why he won't answer. Damn it, man.
Let's go. Steps. Luga. Let's go.
You run out there, and all you do is just grab Rizzo.
Yeah. I gotta go. See ya. I gotta live. I gotta go. Where are we going? Away from me. This parking lot is dangerous for a young lady. Get out.
They're my family. It's okay. I got you. I'm now your family.
Hey, listen, it's okay. Tony D said to protect. He said to protect the family, and I protected you. I made a business decision and a love decision, and I don't. And my heart nor my mind will apologize for it.
My butt. I walk out. Man, where's LaDarius? Oh shit!
Schools of me like we go back in old Naples. That's some more.
So
The word goes something like that.
I like the chaos, the controlled chaos between the three, Oba, Trick, and Jay. They were bumping against each other's music. Oba comes out to his own, and I love how he just looks at them both. And I like how it was Javon that was getting pissed at Trick, and then Oba was getting pissed, and then it's Trick getting pissed at everybody, and it was like, it's cool. And then you're right, the guy that wants to try to save this thing is the one that's getting his ass beaten. All I gotta say is this, man. This team, I mean, I'm intrigued by the D'Angelo family because there's 3 of them, and there's 4 of those guys. Is there going to be a 4th person showing up? And no, it better not be Chase U. I mean, that's all I ask. Please don't be
What?
Andre Chase.
What? Listen, Andre Chase redemption arc?
Hold on. He rips his shirt. He's got like these tats on. He's got...
Is that a tank top? Like what? Are those polished shoes? Oh man.
Oh! And I really hope Stax is not going to backstab Tony, because that would be kind of rough.
You know, I sensed that.
Uh-huh.
I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It was just him. It was Stax and Tony, and then he's like, "I would never." I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be like, are they going to pull like the Godfather situation, or it's, hey, let's go out to the lake, or let's go to canoe, or he's going to go back, like that sort of betrayal, or like."
Yeah, Tony gets called up to the main roster. You see Tony go off the bridge.
I'm sorry.
I'm the new Don.
You know, I never trusted that guy.
Oh my god. So,
exactly. Correct. They're gonna pull a Pesci. They're gonna take him into the room.
Oh god, that'd be funny as hell.
And then like Pesci's looking around like, oh man, that's where reading the room comes from. Like, read the room.
When everything's covered in plastic, you know something bad's coming.
Yeah, it's like when you watch American Psycho and like you go to a guy's house and they look at with newspaper and plastic covering, and the guy is dancing around listening to Huey Lewis, and you're just sitting there like an idiot. You're not gonna make it through the rest of the movie. That's a brown town guarantee. That you're not gonna make it.
Yeah. If you don't hear the horror music coming, you fuck.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a jam. Hey, what are you doing with that knife? Hey,
Usually too late at that point.
You're ruining my jam. Oh, this is my jam, dog. Oh.
Oh my lord. Yeah,
Good
I'm seeing updates about the AEW and it's like it started with the Death Machine or Death Riders, and then the Young Bucks came out, and I'm like going, guys, stop. I asked my wife, you want to go to Browntown one night? I got kicked out of the house. Damn.
Yeah, I wonder why.
That wasn't so wise. I think your tribal chief would have agreed.
I asked my wife to. listen, hey, you know, and then he didn't, he came and stayed at, the tribal chief's house. I went over there and talked to the wife, and I'm like, hey, he's, I'm overworking him, so I gave him the day off. Right, and I'm like, I'll take care of my stuff, and then I tried to pick up my laundry. I tried to pick up my dry cleaning, and I ended up picking up somebody else's clothes. But listen, he knows those things. I had to learn, but he did great work. So listen, Browntown. Listen, that's not a great place to go, especially at night. So,
Yeah, Ludwig.
there's a lot of holes to navigate. So you shouldn't go to Browntown. We had a nice talk. Lovely wife, lovely family. But I understood why his wife did what she had to do.
Yes, very sweet person. So, all right, we are at the end of our show now. Tomorrow morning, we're not doing a show because there hasn't been a lot of news, and I want to give everyone a day off. So we're going to be able to be ready for the draft next week. So definitely plug in for that. Next Wednesday, we will do a show, and then we will conversate about how we should proceed with WrestleMania. And
I'll be taking the day off, and then we'll be done.
We'll figure if we should do not a live react, but maybe a early reaction type deal. But
like a day off reaction, yeah, absolutely.
So I'll talk to LaDarius, and we will get that together.
Take a day off reaction, yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't think we could do a Wednesday night show to do everything when it comes to WrestleMania, Raw, SmackDown, and all that other stuff. So I think we can, for the people, for the viewers, at least we could do 2 shows. So we'll discuss it.
We'll discuss my pay on that now.
Yeah, I know. I know. Your wise man knows my DM. Apparently, I didn't even know about all this. So
yeah,
we'll work it all out. Don't worry. So, LaDarius, give your shout outs and your plugs where the good people can find you.
Well, first and foremost, shout out to the chat with Craig, John, Devin. The name that was the you know who that is.
Yeah.
Amanda, and who
Amanda.
Chris is the. I don't know, but which I got thrown off. Chris showed up. Let's see. I think I covered everyone. Yeah.
Drake.
Oh no. Tiffany Elizabeth, I believe, showed up as well. Yep. See, clutch paying attention is me. And so thank you, Chad. Thank you all those showing up. Thank you to CDub. You can follow me at Twitter and TikTok at LaDarius_Brown. And at Instagram, LaDarius_Brown, right editor for Beyond Women's Sport. I should have an article about the women's matches at WrestleMania, should be coming out next week. So, and just follow me there for any updates and things like that. Once again, thank you to all of you. I'll let you know if I'm doing a show Friday. I don't know. But if not, I'll let you. You'll know sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But thank you all for joining, and thank you, CDub, once again.
Awesome. We're gonna do now next week's show. We will go over the final Raw. We'll go over the SmackDown, obviously, but also just remember we will be. We'll probably do our predictions. We'll predict the card also here this coming Wednesday. On next week's Wrestle Talk or Wrestle Take. So be ready for that. We'll have a good time with that. I want to thank Craig. I want to thank everybody, really. John, Tiffany, and we had Amanda. We had April, Ron. We had A1 Sports, which was Chris. Dre popped in. So John Brooks always. And, look, you guys are family to us. We appreciate you. You enjoy wrestling, and we enjoy talking it. So, with that being said, find me on channel CDouble or the CDouble 28 channel. This is where we talk all our wrestling and football content you'll get. Tomorrow's show, no show, so you don't have to worry about waking up with us. So everyone's off. And next week we'll jump in, and I think we decided was for the next we'll do the draft preview show next Thursday. That's the 17th. And then the 24th, not the 24th, but 25th, we will do a reaction to the draft show. So we don't have to, do the same thing over and over. So, all right. So I think I've caught everyone up. And like I said, I'm looking forward to this, man. WrestleMania is coming. It's on the Easter weekend. That's going to be fun because you already know we're all going to have plates. But it's funny. It's on 4/20 and it's Easter. But anyway, we'll get high on the most high. But anyway, with that being said, I'm CDouble. Yeah, I know. My pastor told me that joke one time. So I'm CDouble. That's Mr. LaDarius Brown. And we want to thank you so much. That's been Wrestle Talk. We're out. Peace.